gonna fucking work. Check. Okay, greetings and salutations. Have fun interacting with your viewers in real time, and remember to create a safe viewing experience by following our community guidelines. We're notifying viewers that you are live. Keep going. We're letting more viewers know you're live. Invite another host and go live together. Why does my hair look red? Does my hair look red or something? Hello, Nana Tammy. How's everybody doing? Impromptu live. I had time. I finished my work a little early tonight, so I had time. A couple hours. Because I got to stay up all night and keep this motherfucking beast going right here. Because it's chilly. Hello, J Cats from Houston. How are you this evening? It's almost spring. By the end of this week, it'll be spring. I won't need this. I went through so much wood. 3 fucking cord. And we only have like 2 months of winter, like down here, so I don't even understand how I went through like 3 cord of wood. I have a big house, but it ain't that fucking big. Where am I from? I'm originally from Pennsylvania and the Appalachian Mountains, but I am currently in Mississippi, in the Low Country. Hey, Carlence Champagne, how are you doing? Not good. Prayers and good vibes needed. Lost everything I owned in the Kentucky tornado. Oh, man. Man, I'm so sorry to hear that. Where exactly in Pennsylvania? You never heard of it. I grew up in a little town called Piketown, which is kind of nestled in between Grantville and Linglestown. Grantville's kind of known because there's like a pretty big army base there, so some people know where Grantville is, but it's like 15 miles, like, out of Harrisburg. Colonial Park area. I don't know if you know where I'm talking about. Carlene Champagne. Okay, I'm really bad with names. Y'all fucking know me. Fucking horrible with the fucking names. Man, she lost everything in them tornadoes. You know, that shit scares me so bad living in the fucking South, man. These fucking tornadoes. I'm gonna tell y'all something. We bought this house in October 2019. And December 16th, so like 2 months after we bought the house, like this big line of tornadoes come through. And we were still like unpacking and shit. And the sirens started going off and all this crazy. And I looked out the fucking door. And I saw the motherfucker coming up, like up the hill across the street. And I was like, oh shit. We ran in the bathroom. You know, it was like the only fucking place we'd go with no windows. And we jumped in the shower. And we grabbed all the animals we could grab, and we jumped in the shower, and we were huddled in the shower together. And that tornado came so close that the air, it's hard to describe. It was like being sucked through the drain in the shower, like it was making a negative pressure through the drain that was in the shower. It was so fucking scary. It went right across the street and up the hill and took out like all the big mansions and shit that are right up over the hill from us. Oh man, like, it was so close. And that's when I made my hurricane lamp. And we haven't had any close calls since. That's some scary shit. Them tornadoes scared the fuck out of me. Man. Sabrina from Mississippi. You're new? How am I? I am good. Encourage your viewers to share your live and invite more friends. I'm encouraging my viewers to share my live and invite your friends. Because TikTok said so. Damn, tornadoes are awful. And I'll tell you what, the insurance. Insurance in the fucking South because of the tornadoes and the hurricanes and shit is like maddening how fucking much insurance costs down here. Took out 50 apartments. 75% of our town gone. Holy fuck, man. God, them things are scary as all get out. I hate the fucking tornadoes. This one went right down 59, which is the main highway here, and took out businesses. There's quite a few businesses it took out, and then it came up the hill, right past us, and over the hill, and took out the mansions. I got me a hurricane lamp now, and it's really good. It works very well. We haven't even had a tornado come even near here since I made that lamp. Monster. God, that thing's scary. I hate them fucking tornadoes. And we're in it now, too, man. We got 2 tornado seasons here. We got first tornado season, which is now through like June or like May, June area. And then we get like a break for like 2 weeks, and then we go into hurricane season. And then immediately after hurricane season, we have second tornado season, which lasts through like the first week of January, where we get another 1 or 2 week break. Other than that, we're like always in either hurricane or tornado season down here. Yeah, it's just scary as fuck, man. I don't ever want to come that close to one again, that's for damn sure. Does my hair look fucking red? Or am I... I'm fucking crazy. Like... I don't know why I think my hair looks red. You couldn't live there? I mean, it's not that bad. It's just scary sometimes. But where I'm at, I'm in a place called the Pine Belt. Don't get a whole lot of them right in this area. In fact, I did a little Google search like week or so ago about how many times the town I live in has been hit by tornadoes. And I think since like record keeping began, which is in like the late 1800s or mid 1800s, my town has only had 40 tornadoes in this, not even in the town, but like even in like around the general area here, like 40 since like 1800 something. So it's not that bad here. Like there's other parts that's worse. And this house was built in 1950, and it's been standing since then. It hasn't been hit by tornadoes. I even stood this fucking long. We can stand, till I fucking die anyway. It is reddish, see? See, it ain't me. And I have the normal light on that I always have on. I don't know why my hair looks red tonight. It's not the fire. Where am I? I am in Mississippi. Your town had never been hit? Well, you're fucking lucky. If you're in the South, you're lucky. Alright, my siblings told me to look into Artemis when I told them about my questions. What do I do? I'm not understanding your questions. What your question is. Your sibling told you to look into Artemis when you told them about your question. What do you do? Not quite understanding. Mama 2219, you too? You're in Mississippi too? No, I'm in Mississippi here. Mississippi doesn't have that many fucking people. Northeast, oh, see, I'm down at Pine Belt. I ain't even been, like, I only been here 2 years. Well, it'll be 3 years in October. So I haven't even, I've been to Gulfport, and I've been to Hattiesburg. That's about it. Waynesboro, I went there to pick up some chicken. I haven't really wandered too far out of my area. Wales, well, welcome Wales. How y'all doing over on that side of the pond? Western Kentucky. Yeah, y'all got them fucking tornadoes bad, man. Moved here from Florida. Well, then you upgraded. I fucking hate Florida. Sorry if anybody here is from Florida. Personally, I can't stand Florida. I cannot stand it. You told them about your draw towards the moon. Wait a minute. Whoa, we're scrolling really fast. Hold on. I told them about my draw towards the moon and trusts when they told me to look into Artemis. So, I mean, there are many deities of the moon, like tons of them. Honestly, I don't know a whole lot about the Grecian Roman, like, god panther. Like, I have a working knowledge of it a little bit, but like, not in depth. Like, that's not my field. But there are many, many, many deities of the moon. So, I mean, it depends on what path you're following, on which one you're going to actually want to try and work with. Hello from California. Ignis Viridis? Y'all got the names, man. What do I do about a person trying to get my job? Do they already work at your place of work, or is it like, I'm assuming they already work there and they're like trying to take a position, if I'm assuming that correctly. Well, you could do banishing oil or hot or powder. You could do hot foot. There's all kinds of ways to get rid of people, especially at a place to work. That shit, you just, like, oil, you just want to, like, put it on your hand, shake their hand, pat their back, like, get it on them. Not too good. We're scared of the war. Yeah, some fucked up shit, man. That's some fucked up. And I'll tell you what, the propaganda in America surrounding this conflict is utterly freaking ridiculous. West Virginia, hello, Mermicorn? You guys, how do I reach out to Artemis, or how do I build an altar for her? I don't recommend anybody builds altars to spirits or deities that they have not been acquainted with or built a relationship with. The best way to get in touch with any spirit or deity that rules a part of nature, i.e. the moon, would be go to that place and start petitioning, trying to build a relationship and this and that, or meditate and listen, shut the fuck up and listen. But it's always best to go in the places where those things reside. So if you're trying to contact Artemis about the moon, then you want to be out in the moonlight. Maybe do some things outside, like not building an altar. Maybe just making a sacred space where you can either meditate, ground yourself, try and petition and communicate to the deity of the moon. But, the best thing to do is always to go where those things reside. Your husband hates it too. I can't stand it. My father half of my family lives in Florida, actually. They live in Port St. Lucie. My Nana, my Papa, my dad, his wife, his whole, like, new family that he started down there, like, and they're coming up here in, like, 3 weeks. We have water tornadoes, and we live in Fort Erie, Canada. I didn't even know y'all had tornadoes in Canada. I didn't even know that was a thing. Brimstone sulfur PFP? 101? What's that? Who are you talking to? Yes means light. Yes means green light in Latin. Really? Really? Yeah, sulfur PFP. I don't know what they're talking about either. Thank you from Azalea, Texas. A lot of people from Texas in here. Good evening, Hecata Magic. Yes, we do. I got so many join. Like, it's just join. Like, all these people are joining, and my numbers never go up. And I have never figured out, because this, like, the number I see, apparently, because I don't know how fucking TikTok works, is the number of most active viewers, but it doesn't give me a number of actual viewers. Like, I don't understand how this shit works. Green fire, or something like that. You know, what are my pronouns? She, her, I guess. I understand that other people have, like, do that, but that's not really a thing I do. I don't, call me it. I don't care. I don't even care. I don't care what you call me. Does anybody, like, actually have folk magic questions? I saw you live only once before. I'm so excited to see another one of your lives on TikTok. Wow, excellent. This is an impromptu. I finished my work early tonight. I have a few hours because I got to keep this fucking monster going behind me to keep my house warm. That means I gotta fucking stay up for quite a while longer. Australia is the best country? I like Australia. I've never been there, but I've known several people that live there. I used to have a lot of customers in Australia, actually. You helped me a lot a few months ago. I'm so grateful for you. You are the real deal. Well, thank you. I'm glad I could. Here comes a cat. Hey. Poe. Hey. What would you like to say? You wanted to butt in. What would you like to talk about? He said, no, Mama, I just want to fuck up all your shit and pull your cords down. Well, I'm glad I helped you. I'm not sure I quite... You know how many people I help every day? I'm not quite sure I remember the situation. If y'all only knew, like, I'll have clients come that I did a reading, like, 6 months or a year ago, or, you know, something. They'll be like, don't you remember me? And I'm like, no, because I do so many readings, like, I don't remember everybody. I don't remember all of them. I'm sorry for that. Let me shut this door. Hold up. Yeah, there's so many people I talk to and help and readings I do, and I cannot possibly remember everybody or the intricacies of what happened. I'm going to have coffee. I know you didn't want to know. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with coffee. Ain't nothing wrong with coffee. You know what I found out? I got a squirrel problem. I got a squirrel problem with my garden. The last 2 years, I've always had a garden, and even before I moved here. The last 2 years since I moved here, I haven't gotten a single tomato. I haven't gotten a single strawberry. And it ain't because they ain't growing. Because I see the motherfuckers on there. Fucking squirrels takes every single one of them. I found out that squirrels hate the smell of coffee, vinegar, and mothballs. And coffee grounds just happens to be really good fertilizer for the garden. So I've been saving all my coffee grounds. I'm going to put that shit all over my gardens, and then I'm going to make little stations with mothballs and vinegar, like little jars, but poke holes in it. I'm going to put them all around my garden. Hopefully I get some fucking tomatoes and strawberries this year. I'm going to have a love-hate thing with the fucking squirrels, man. And it's not like I got 2 pecan trees on my property. Like, they can have all them fucking pecans. No, they got to eat the shit out of my fucking garden. Fucking motherfuckers, man. It's a love-hate thing with squirrels. Like, I love them, but I fucking hate them. Fucking squirrels, man. Well, if nobody has any questions, we can do a little story time or something. I've seen a lot of people in my For You page this week talking about, like, telling... Hey! Lord have mercy. Hold on. Hey! Y'all, I'm still battling these fucking kittens. Like, I got kittens last weekend and they're just crazy. Yeah, so I've been seeing a theme of people, like, telling their paranormal experiences. So I thought, maybe I'll do some of my paranormal experiences. Y'all can think I'm fucking crazy, but I promise you, any goddamn story I tell is 100% fact. Hold on, I got these red buttons down here now. What are these? What's that? Mirror video stickers. No, we don't want to do any of that. Why does my hair look fucking red? Okay. Nobody has questions. We can discuss paranormal experiences. On my last live, everybody told me that the reason I don't get a lot of people on my lives is because I don't get enough likes or something. Or, like, the more likes I get on a live, like, they'll put it out to, like, more people. Because I have 60,000 followers on here, y'all, and I don't ever get anybody on my live. So if y'all want to, like, give me some likes, just so, like, the next time I go live, like, we'll get more people, I would appreciate that. So I want to do story time. What story should I tell? I have, like, a million of them. Your basement right now has some paranormal shit happening. That's actually pretty, like, on the par for basements. That's pretty on the par for basements. I have so fucking many, but the one that's popping, you have video, awesome. Video's good. I have tons of pictures, but I don't know if I have video of, like, things that's actually fucking happened. The one that's popping in my head right now, we used to live in Delaware, and we lived in this little town called Camden, Delaware, and it's like a very historical town, like cobblestone streets and really old buildings, and, well, Delaware is the first state, That's like its nickname. So it's one of the oldest states in the country. So the buildings are like very old. So this town is kind of a historical town. We rented a garage apartment from this really crazy lady. She was, number one, an alcoholic. Number two, a really bad hoarder. And she was just woohoo, like she was pretty fucking loony. So she's our landlady. We rented this place. And when we were looking at the place, tap your screens, folks, and get her some likes. Yes. Get me out there. My son threw a cross from the door across the hall into the wall. He was murdered and... Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's terrible. That wasn't very long ago either. That's tragic. Now I lost my... apartment in Delaware. Okay, so... Crazy lady. When we were actually viewing the apartment, she told us that the place was known to be haunted and this and that. And she lived in the house right in front of the garage apartment that we were renting. So it was like her house on the main road. You went down the driveway and behind her house was like this big garage. And then above it was the apartment that we were renting. So viewing the apartment, she had told us that, you know, the previous tenants had, you know, experienced a lot of paranormal activity and like this and that. And that she had priests come out and bless the property and exorcised it and like all this and that. And we're like we've never lived anywhere that wasn't haunted. And if it wasn't, it was going to be very soon because the spirits like to follow me home a lot. So, I mean, her telling us this, we were like, you know, thanks for telling us, but I mean, it's not going to like scare us away or anything because we're 100% fucking used to it. So within 3 days of moving in the apartment, I came out in the morning. I woke up, came out, and my refrigerator door and my freezer are just hanging wide open. And I'm like, okay, we got some shit going on. Next morning, got up, same thing. Refrigerator and freezer door hanging wide open. And I know goddamn well that we ain't leaving this shit hanging open. Third morning, I get up, and it was the same thing. The refrigerator and the freezer door was hanging open. And at this point, I was pissed because I'm going to lose my food. And I'm like, so I just addressed whoever was fucking there. I'm like, look, I know you're fucking here. I understand you're trying to get my attention. There's better ways to do it. Please stop fucking with my refrigerator because you're going to spoil all the food and we're going to be hungry and that's going to suck. And it never happened again. So that was like the first incident in that apartment. I did see we had a small child, a girl, that lived in this apartment. And she always hung out in my sewing room, my craft room, because I collected antique toys. And all the antique toys, I had my collection displayed in this room. And she would always hang out in that room and play with the toys. And because a lot of them were noise makers and shit like that. And she'd always be in there playing with the fucking toys, door shut. She would scratch on the door. She would wiggle the fucking door handle. That was like a regular occurrence. Now, the one that really got me, this one was a first for me. We're sleeping. We're in bed. Sound asleep. And, I woke up and there was a man standing in front of me and he was an indigenous man. He had feathers in his hair, like not a full, like, what do they call it, a war bonnet? Like not one of those, but just a few feathers. He had no shirt on, like some kind of deerskin pants or something. And he was very mad, and he was like yelling at me, but I couldn't understand what he was saying. He was very angry, he was yelling at me, and he was stomping his feet, and he was like just mad as hell. And I'm just like, I can't understand you. Like, I'm sorry you're mad, but did I do something? Or like, and I just couldn't understand a word he was saying. And he kicked the bed. When he was so mad, he kicked the bed. And when he kicked the bed actually rose off the floor. It like literally went thunk. And it hit the floor hard. It hit the floor so hard that it woke my husband up because he was sleeping throughout this whole thing. And when he was like, what the fuck was that? He turned the bed. Like, he was so mad and yelling. He was standing at the end of the bed and he was like pushing and pulling and the bed was moving. That was the first experience for me. He eventually just kind of threw his hands up in the air and walked out of the room, and he was gone. So, I'm like, that was kind of fucking crazy, because I never experienced that one. I'm telling my landlady about this, right? A few days later, and I'm like, yeah, like, this happened, and I know you said you had activity up there, but I did, I'm just filling you in on what we're experiencing. And she's like, oh my God. So apparently her late husband was an archaeologist. We didn't know any of this. And he was studying the Delaware Indians and the indigenous tribes of Delaware. And apparently the garage below the apartment that we rented was his like workshop. Like, that's where he had set up his office, where he would clean any artifacts that he dug up and found, and he would store them like in the garage that was below us. And apparently that's why that man was there, and he was like so fucking angry, and I couldn't help him. Like, there was nothing I could do about it because those artifacts weren't there anymore. Her husband had been deceased for like 3 years. That garage had been cleaned out, and she like put all her hoarded crap in there. There was like none of that stuff was there anymore, and he was dead. So I was like, like, I know you're mad, but there's like absolutely fucking nothing I can really do to like make you not mad anymore, because he's dead. Your artifacts aren't here. I didn't have anything to do with it. Like, I'm sorry. I never seen that guy again. Never seen that one again. Here's where the story gets really good. So I'm telling my landlady about the things that are happening in the apartment. We've been there like, a year and a half or so. And I regularly speak with her. My husband was doing work for her. He was painting fences and like doing landscape work. And so like we've seen her regularly. I'm telling her about the events that we're experiencing in the apartment, like all the different things that are going on. Oh my God, one that was really weird. I almost forgot about that one. It wasn't insulated. It's a garage apartment. So in the winter, it got really fucking cold. So I was putting up plastic on the windows on the inside to kind of, stop drafts and stuff. It was old too. Like I'm saying, this was an old town. It was drafty. And it was like that heat shrink shit that you put on your windows. I'm like putting it up. I get the hairdryer. I'm like blowing the shrink wrap, and I'm shrinking the windows, and I'm doing it all. And while I'm in the middle of blow drying, because the blow dryer is loud, somebody come right in my fucking ear. I mean, in my ear, so hard that I could feel the breath and the heat. And they just came in my ear while I'm blow drying the window, la-di-da-di-da, behind me, and they went, you! I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I ain't lying, I fucking jumped. It scared me, because it like came out of nowhere, and I couldn't hear shit, because of the fucking hairdryer. It scared me. So that was another one that happened. So anyway, I'm telling the landlady about all this shit. She says, I'm going to have the priests come back, and we're going to exorcise the apartment and bless it again, and this and that. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, you don't have to do that, but if it makes you feel better, if you want to do that, then like, whatever. So about a week later, she comes over and she's like, the priests are coming tomorrow. And I had forgotten all about it by that point. I'm like, okay, cool. So the next day, me and my husband are sitting. We had like a balcony porch thing that was like up in the air. We had like patio set out there, and we were sitting out there. I was grilling, and we're drinking tea, and it's a hot day. And these priests come up the stairs, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about it. So they come and they introduce themselves. They shake my hand. They go to my husband. They shake his hand. They go through the apartment. They do, but we just stay outside, whatever the fuck they did. I know they were like anointing oil and like doing things. And they fucking leave. The next day, the landlady comes to us and she goes, the priests think your husband's a demon. And I'm like, why do they think my husband's a demon? And she says, the preacher told me that when he shook your husband's hand, that his hand was colder than any hand he ever felt in his life, and therefore he is a demon. And I'm just like, we were sitting on the patio drinking iced tea, like drinking tea, holding glasses, and he shook his hand. Like, of course his fucking hand was cold. He was holding a glass of iced tea, like right before anyway. So she is now convinced that my husband is a demon because the preacher told her that my husband is a demon. Apparently, these preachers were like, I don't know what the word for it is, extorting the landlady. Like, they had gotten in with her so hard that she was leaving her property, her home, her money, like, and she had a lot of it. She was going to leave it all to their church, and she had their names put on stuff. Like, they were like extorting her because she was crazy and really gullible. And apparently at the church in the little town, we were the talk now. We were the whole talk of the little town of Camden because my husband's a demon and we're living in this lady's apartment and this and that. So anyway, the landlady comes up again the next day and she's just going off. And she's like, you know, I don't want him here. He's a fucking demon. And the preacher said that, you know, the spirits and the demons that are here are never going to leave this property because he's a demon and they're drawn to him and they're always going to stay here as long as he's here. So he has to go. I don't want him on the property anymore. I'm like, he's my fucking husband. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, 3 days later, we got an eviction notice. She literally evicted us because the preacher told her my husband was a demon. Because his hand was cold when he shook it. And that's when we moved to Missouri. Anyway, she would see all kinds. She would tell me shit like she seen black snakes crawling on the ceilings and coming out of the fucking walls and trying to eat her. And like, I mean, anyway, that's just one. just one little crazy event that's happened in my life. Hold on, I'm going to scroll back and read some of these comments. My son, okay, I read that one. 1,000 likes. Awesome, you guys. Oh, I'm at almost 3,000 now. Freaks you out with the door handle? A little bit, but like I said, I'm really used to, like, y'all, I am jaded when it comes to paranormal things and spirits because I'm like really fucking used to it. I love your videos. Listen and do all your Appalachian witch tricks. Well, awesome. Do they work for you? Give me a good review. That's wild. Oh, damn. You live in Arkansas. Well, you're not too far. I drove through there on the way down here. Holly jumping about cold hand from icy. I'm telling you. You got family in Missouri. Well, he had family in Missouri, my husband. That's why we moved there. When we left Camden. 3,000. Okay. I didn't see any questions, so We just want to keep hearing stories. I guess they do. I'm a very superstitious person. I mean, I am too. I'm really superstitious. I'm just jaded as fuck. Like I've seen and dealt and like so many things. Like I'm hard to impress when it comes to spirit. Trust me. Lord have mercy. This house, when we bought this house, man, there was so much shit on this fucking house. Because the people that lived here were not liked, apparently. They had a lot of enemies in town, and one of them knew some fucking southern root work or something. And, man, I had so much work to do. I worked on this house for like 5 months to get it fucking totally cleared and clean from all the caca that was done on this property and the people that lived here. And oh my God, it was packed. This house was so packed with fucking spirits when I bought it. Oh my, you could see them. You could see the spirits in the pictures that they put in the fucking listing for this house. When they put it up on Zillow or what the fuck ever. Like, we're scrolling through the pictures. I'm like, you fucking see that? You fucking see that? Oh, that room. Oh, like, they were in like every fucking picture. And this house was packed with spirits when we fucking moved in. And witchcraft. Oh. I mean, if you tell me to stand on my head to ward off demons, I would damn sure try. You do have a question? Well, shoot. That's what I'm here for. Like, I can put my stories on TikTok, those little TikToks, 3-minute things or whatever. I'm here to help you guys. So if you have questions, let them rip. Fucking foot is going to sleep. Oh. Do you still have the spirit there or no? Which one? What spirit? Wait a minute. Then a few weeks later, our other TV did it. So whatever you typed before that, Heather, didn't come through. Like I literally see, I do have a question, and then Carlene says something, and then you say, a few weeks later, our other TV did it. Like there's something missing there that didn't come through. I recorded both times and haven't been able to find someone to watch them. There's one of your texts didn't come through for some reason. Like there's like a missing piece here. You're talking about your, here comes the cat again. You're talking about your TV are you talking about like TV turn on by itself or something? Because that happens to me like constantly. Oh man. Like the first month we moved in here, I got a whole surround system hooked up to the TV out here in the living room. We'd be in bed, and that fucking thing would come on in the middle of the night. The TV would come on, which would in turn turn on the sound system, and it would be full fucking blast at like 2, 3 in the morning. It came on every fucking night for like a month, full blast. So we'd be sleeping in bed, and all of a sudden you'd hear like the bass from the fucking sound system is just like shaking the fucking house and shit every night. Like the first month we moved in here, and it still does it every once in a while, but not like it did when we first moved in. Our TV started sounding distorted. Okay. And in like another language. And you recorded it? When you move in, is all the spirits there? Or, no, I ran them all out. I cleaned the fuck out of this house. Ain't nothing remained here that didn't come with me. It sounded like something demonic, or when a tape is slowed down. Wow. That's different. Actually, it was not any language we've ever heard, and yes, you recorded it both times. Can you hear that dog snoring? That's a dog, not a demon. That's very interesting. I've never experienced that one. Just shit turning on by its fucking self all the time. Yeah, wow. I would upload those recordings and be like, somebody tell me what the fuck. What would it be to be woken up to a loud hissing like a huge snake, angry hissing next to my head? You hear the dog? It's a fucking cane corso. She weighs almost 200 pounds and she's snoring her fucking head off. Hissing, waking you up. That could actually be a lot of things. I wouldn't... Personally, I wouldn't think that that's anything good. However, sometimes Spirit tries to communicate with us, and a lot of times when we're sleeping, they try to communicate because we're more receptive and open, you know what I mean, when we're sleeping. So that's why you get a lot of things in dreams, you get messages while you're sleeping, and you wake up with them and stuff like that. It happens to me every goddamn morning. Sometimes those messages don't come through clearly. So it can sound like hissing, it can sound like garbled, like blah, 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 and you can't understand anything that's being said. I personally, if that happened to me, I wouldn't think that that was a good thing. Lots of things like to take advantage of us while we're sleeping. Like, you should have lots of protections in your bedroom, above your bed, under your bed, beside your bed. It's surrounded with shit because I don't want shit fucking with me while I'm sleeping. Unless it's like my ancestors or something. We're very susceptible when we're sleeping, and things know that, and they like to take advantage. The dog. They like to take advantage of that while we're sleeping. So, I mean, I can't tell you for sure, like, what it was that was hissing at you while you were sleeping. But personally, I wouldn't think it would be anything good. I'd be cleansing my home, and I'd be putting lots of protections all around my bed, even wear protections while you're sleeping. I don't sleep without my head covered. Like, I wear, like, a nightcap. I won't leave my head uncovered while I'm sleeping because you're so susceptible while you're sleeping. Do you think I should cleanse my apartment or something? It would be time for me to go, terrified of snakes. Oh, snakes ain't bad. Snakes are good. Yeah, cleanse your apartment. Yeah, I would, cleanse the TVs. A lot of things that people don't understand, especially when you have these new TVs, okay, these flat screen, black fucking TVs. I don't know if you ever noticed, but they reflect things when they're off, right? Like a mirror, like a black mirror. They're very reflective. I know people that cover their TVs when they're not on. Like, put a blanket over it or a sheet or like something. They cover the screen up because it is literally a black mirror when the TV is off. So, warding, protecting, cleansing your TV and your home definitely would not hurt. It's like any other mirror, things can come through there. Have you met the Watchers and do their cloak colors mean anything? I used to have a spirit that I called a Watcher. It's probably not what you're talking about, though. Because there wasn't cloaks and there wasn't colors. He was kind of like a shadow hat man, and he didn't do anything but watch. I was just calling him a Watcher. He was always just standing in the fucking hallway. So I'll say no. I don't think I've met the spirits that you're referring to that wear cloaks. I don't think I have met those spirits. It freaked you out. Yeah, it's kind of freaky. Gloves on my son's hands were loose. Shot 10 times with a gun that holds only 7 bullets. What? That's crazy. Man, that's some tragic ass shit, but that's crazy. Yeah, how, right? I mean, that you got me. I don't know how. How do you shoot 10 with 7? So, oh my god, this dog yells loud. So time when I'm in a co-sleep, I hear a guy say 1 or 2 words for 8 years now. I would probably say that's most likely an ancestor or one of your spiritual court. That again is trying to get messages to you while we're in that, half asleep, half awake kind of phase, because we're very open and susceptible. That's usually when they're like, oh, we can like clearly get messages through right now. So they like to do that. Pulled a knife out of left pocket, but was right-handed. DCI called me a liar. Can I bet them? That's just a crazy situation. What I'm actually hearing is something was planted. Planted evidence or something is what I'm hearing. Like something was planted. Magical blessings. Thank you, Firefly Metaphysics. You love scrying. Me too. Me too. You really appreciate that a lot. You're welcome. Thank you for sharing the video, Ramblin' Rose. Cool name. How do we find out who our spirit guides are? Well, you'd have to get a reading. If you're not astute to be able to determine that on your own, then you would have to get a reading from someone who can kind of tell you who's around you. Is he mad at me? Or no warning? Is your son mad at you? Oh, honey, I'm not a channeler. Like, I can't connect with your son to find out if he's mad at you, but I mean, a safe bet would probably be no. Like, why would he be mad at you? Like, it wasn't your fault or anything. This dog. Marley, wake up. Hey, Marley. Marley. Oh, that dog is loud. I don't understand why he would be mad at you. Is there any way you can see if he can pick up anything from my brother that has been... Again, I'm not a channeler. That's like, if I'm hearing something, I'm hearing it from my own people, like my own spirits and my own ancestors. Like, I'm not connecting with anybody else's. That's happened 1 or 2 times in a reading. Like, if I'm reading someone, like a couple times one of their ancestors has come through very strongly and I can hear them, but that doesn't happen very often. Like, if I'm hearing something, I'm hearing it from my own people. Does he believes me my spirit? We don't exactly know what happened the morning he passed away. But, I mean, it wasn't your fault. Like, you didn't have anything to do with it. So, I don't know why you would feel like he would be angry with you. Beat them? Yes, evidence tampering, stuff removed from son's pockets, fighting the investigator. I mean, that's just what I heard. I heard something planted, is what I heard. Planted evidence or something. You can hear him now. So if y'all elevated these people that have passed, like, that can help tremendously. No, not that what I told you with the co-sleep And Guy says 1 or 2. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so yeah, if you're just getting a few words, like as you're falling asleep or as you're waking up, that's probably one of your own people, like one of your own spirits or one of your own ancestors that's trying to convey a message. And you don't have to be sorry. Like, it's just not one of my gifts. It's not really a channeler. Once in a while, something strong will come through if I'm actually reading a client, but not just like talking to people. Like, no, like I actually have to open up some divination and like do some things. And once in a great while, I'll never forget the first time it happened. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was brand new to reading people. I had just been given licensia, and I was like practicing, I guess, and I was working at this haunted house, like a haunted attraction, like not like, Halloween haunted house. I was working there, lead wardrobe and stuff, because I'm a clothing designer. But one of my assistant in the costumes room was going through like some really hard times, and like all this bad stuff was happening to him. And I was like, you know what? Would you give me permission to like do a reading for you? And he was like, yeah, I'm open to that, whatever. So I went home that night and I did the reading. And this was like my first or second reading that I had done for somebody after being given licensia and proven myself that I could do it. Somebody came through during his reading and kept screaming Aggie at me. And I'm like, what the fuck is an Aggie? Like, I'm like, obviously this is relevant to him because it's coming through during the reading, and she's screaming at me. And I'm like, I'm not understanding her. And I'm like, Maggie? And she's like, no. And I'm like, Angie. And she's like, no, Aggie. And I'm like, Aggie. Okay, Aggie. All right. So I go into work the next day, and I had written his reading down and everything that came through, and I gave it to him, and I was like, I don't know if it means anything to you, but like when I'm doing your reading, someone kept screaming Aggie at me, and he was like, my great aunt's name was Aggie, and I'm like of all the fucking like, who the fuck's name is Aggie? But that was like the first time someone's like ancestor or spirit came through during a reading, and I was like blown away when he was like, my great aunt's name was Aggie, because I was like, what the, like, whose fucking name is Aggie? But yeah, that's what we call evidencia, and that happens sometimes when you have a client that is very skeptical or needs a lot of proof or, that kind of thing. Sometimes their people will come through like that to give them evidencia. So they listen to the reading and they do the things that are prescribed in the reading. Like, here's your fucking evidence that this is real. You know what I mean? Oh my God, that dog. I know I don't make sense. Not my son. He is not mad. Oh, so you want to know if the person talking to you while you're sleeping is mad. I mean, do they sound mad? Like, do they sound mad? What, you said they say a few words? Do you know what they're saying? And do they sound angry? Man. Oh man, another time somebody's ancestor came through during a reading. I had these clients in Mexico, and I've been doing work for them for a long time. And they usually get a reading once or twice a year. And so I was doing a reading. It's a whole family. And one of his ancestors came through, and she was screaming about empanadas or something. like empanadas, and she had a cane, and she kept slamming it on the floor, and she was like, empanadas, lots of peppers. I was like, yo, you gotta give somebody some fucking empanadas, and don't be stingy with the fucking hot peppers. And he was like, oh my god, that's like my mom's aunt, or like some like they knew exactly who it was when I said that's what they wanted, that they had a cane. And that they were like screaming about empanadas with lots of peppers. They was like, oh my god. But again, that doesn't happen all the time. It doesn't happen very often. Ah, you're learning so much. I'm just telling stories. I haven't like really had any great questions so far. Gloria, any messages from Mayo? Huh? They sound off 50-50. Am I a medium? No, I'm not. I'm not a medium. I don't claim to be a medium. I don't claim that at all. I can hear spirit, but if I hear spirit, it's my own spirits are relaying messages. I'm not hearing other people's, ancestors, or they're dead, or like nothing like that. If I'm hearing something, I'm hearing it from my own spirits. I can't channel other people's like spirits. That's not what I was just explaining, that every once in a great while, if I'm doing a reading for someone, that sometimes one of their ancestors or spirits will come through loudly, but it doesn't happen very often. Nice to stumble on this conversation. Well, I'm glad you're here, Black Sherry? I hope it's Sherry. You have similar stories? Awesome. Sherry? Is it Sherry? Like Sherry or Cherie? Y'all can hear that dog? The dog is snoring so loud. I'm gonna gotta throw some wood on this fire too. Marley! Hey! Marley! She'll stop snoring for like 2 seconds and then she'll start up again. Sherry. Okay. The dog, I'm telling you. Because she's a Cane Corso, which is like an Italian Mastiff, so she's like really flat-faced. She snores so fucking. That's why she sleeps out here. She's not allowed to sleep in the bedroom with us because she snores all fucking night long and I can't sleep. So we put her little bed out here in the den area. We shut the door and don't hear her snoring. You communicate through music? Oh, see? That's the shit. Not many people's spirits do that. Are you saying your spirits communicate to you through music, or you communicate through music? Like you're a musician? They communicate through me. My people love giving messages through music, and my madrina, or my ex-madrina, is the same fucking way. Me and her, like, every day would be like, I'm getting this song, while I'm hearing this song. There's not a whole lot of people that understand that at all. Like, I was like, how lucky am I that I ended up with an elder that, like, has the same fucking thing. And I'm like, she understands it. Because, like, when I try and tell people about that shit, they don't fucking get it. Like, they're like, what are you talking about? I'm surprised my son, not yelling at you, felt the shot that killed him, and he talks to me all the time. Yeah, like I said, I usually don't hear other people's dead unless I'm actually doing a reading, and then it still doesn't happen very often. Like, it really doesn't. I got the message about something being planted, like evidence being planted or something being planted. That came from my people. Like, I really can't hear other people's people, like, very often. Yes, to me, not to them. I received them. Yes, there's no other explanation. I'm telling you, like, people don't understand it. I just call them earworms. You get that fucking, that song or that one piece of some fucking song and it just keeps fucking repeating over and over and over and over again. I have it every day. Every day I wake up with some fucking earworm, some kind of message that I gotta have to fucking decode. And I'll tell you what, a whole lot of times it's been shit I ain't never heard in my goddamn life. And I'm like, just Googling like what I'm hearing, like the phrase or the lyric or the verse that I'm hearing, and I have to type it all in to fucking Google and hope that it comes up with a fucking song, and then I can listen to it and try to figure out what the fuck the message is. Daily, several times a fucking day. Just like 2 hours ago, I was hearing, oh my god, fucking AC/DC. I hate fucking AC/DC too. And it was Thunderstruck, I think is the name of the song. I was hearing that one like an hour ago for like an hour, and I'm like, stop it, because I fucking hate AC/DC. Like, stop. I wish you could tell me what I need to beat the corrupt cops. I mean, you say you're fighting it and you're taking it to court, and I mean, there's definitely things that can be made or things that can be done to help with justice and to win court battles and stuff. Like, there's stuff that can be done there. Years, me too, certain songs. I'm telling you, it really gets me when it's shit I've never heard. And I'm just like, because I know for a motherfucking fact that it ain't coming from me, because I ain't ever heard this goddamn shit in my life. Like, what the fuck? The entire scene was tampered with to make my son look like aggressor. I mean, that's kind of, like I said, I just got that one little thing I heard that was planted evidence. I heard planted, and then I heard planted evidence. And I think that's evidencia for you to, like, that you're correct, okay, that you're not wrong in this. That was evidencia for you. How old am I? Oh my god, don't ask me how old I am. I'm Gen X, let me put it that way. I'm Gen X. Y'all, I got carded. I forgot to tell my husband. I went to the goddamn fucking, we always go to this one gas station on the corner to get a few things a couple times a week, and everybody knows us because we go there like all the time. I went to a different gas station because they were packed. Like, they wouldn't even know where to park. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go up the fucking road to this other place. They fucking carded me for fucking cigarettes. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I haven't been carded in like 20 years. Well, fucking carded me. I was like, oh my god, really? I'm Gen X. They are not charging anyone. We aren't going to court. So he was killed. So they just didn't find who did it to charge them? Or, like, I don't understand how there's not charges unless they didn't figure out who did it. What happened if you heard bad things said about you and not true? Blow it the fuck off. I don't give a fuck what anybody says about me. Say whatever the fuck you want. And if you hear some fucking bullshit about me, go hear it again. I don't give a fuck. I didn't give a fuck what anybody says about me. Whether it's true, not true, go hear it again. Always happens in pajamas. What happens in pajamas? The music? Right? You fell. Maybe you fell. Yes, a guy admitted to shooting him and they're not charging him. What? What? What the actual, what? That's like the craziest thing I've ever heard. I heard landslide song and the inherent day for the first time in a long time. Sorry, I feel for you. Did you lose your husband? Are you talking to me? I didn't lose my husband. He's in here fucking. He's snoring bad loud as that dog. That's why I got the door shut. No, not music. Pajamas and ID? Oh no, bananas and pajamas are coming down the stairs. Oh, that song. I didn't understand what the fuck was being said here. I'm like, what? This dog is killing me. That must feel nice. Yeah, I'm about to go over there and wake this dog up. They're saying not enough evidence. This is why I'm fighting them. Going to state DA. So, okay, so you're not actually going to court, but you are doing a legal process of fighting. What do you mean not enough evidence if he admitted to fucking doing it? Like, that's the craziest shit I've ever heard. Like somebody confessed and they're not charging him because there's not enough evidence. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense at all. You don't connect? What's that mean? Peas? Sorry, I had that in my head. I don't understand how somebody confesses and they don't charge them because there's not enough evidence. Like, that doesn't even fucking make sense. What state are you in? Like, who? Like, where? Task Force Narcs is what I am going up against. See, man. See, man, all them motherfuckers are corrupt as all get out. Like, for real. My entire family, well, not my entire family, but a lot of my family is police family. Like, my nana worked for fucking police. She was like a 911 operator. My aunt worked for state police. My cousin works for state police. Like, I got a lot of police fucking family. So I know a lot of them, and I know ones that have told me about how corrupt. Sorry you had that sound in your head. You know, give me 1 second. I gotta wake this damn dog up. Wake up! And let me throw a log on my fire. And we'll be right back. I removed evidence from the scene. Planted the knife in Iowa. Ooh, Iowa's fucked up. See, man? Never mind. You're messed up. Sunday night. I'm up around here. Iowa sucks, man. There's all kinds of fucking bullshit going on in Iowa. I have friends up there. Well, if you are fighting it, you're doing, not going to court, but doing legal proceedings, and you're fighting this, and you're going for justice, there are things that can be done. There are things that can be done to sway justice where it needs to go, to balance it. Let me just put it that way, to balance it. Because justice is all about that fucking balance. Ooh, she's a raging. Anybody have any more questions? 3,000.5, like, you know, my last live, they had me up to like almost 20,000. Oh, like 17.8 or something. How do you do that? Well, there's certain things I'm thinking. Well, for one, I make and offer products that can balance justice. I have one excellent oil that I call Divine Justice. That oil does come with a disclaimer that if you are fucking with justice and you're doing shit like that, you goddamn better be sure that you are in the right. Like, you better be 100% sure. Because it will bring about justice. And sometimes we ain't as justified as we fucking think we are. But in your case, it sounds like you probably are. So, there's an oil that I make for that. That can be worked in many different kinds of ways. Let me think. I'm hearing, okay, so like, I also make another one called Crown of Triumph. I'm being shown a High John root, so there's like High John Conqueror root, Crown of Triumph oil. These things would be used when you're actually going to proceedings. You want to carry that root, you want to put that the Crown of Triumph oil on. You also We want to anoint your hands with it before filling out any kind of paperwork that is dealing with the situation. So you get it on the paperwork, but you don't want it. You don't want like oil spots on your paperwork. Like we just dress our hands a little bit, and then we fill out our paperwork that has to do with proceedings. There's herbs besides hygiene. So like what the fuck are they called? A fucking seed. They're not guinea seeds. Oh, grains of paradise. They come from the guinea. They come from alligator pepper. Grains of paradise. If you put those in your mouth, like put 3 under your tongue before you go to speak in any of the proceedings or speak to someone regarding the situation, you put 3 of them fucking grains of paradise under your fucking tongue. What else are they showing me? Gravel root is another good one you can use. I was seeing something else, and what the fuck was it? Oh. So we got the low john and the high john. So galangal root, also called low john, that's another one that you can chew before you speak to anyone regarding this case. So whether you're going somewhere to like a proceeding or whether you're speaking to someone on the phone, you can chew that galangal root, and you can put grains of paradise under your tongue. This makes your truth be heard, and their lies be, what's the word? Seen. That's not the word I was looking for, though. Exposed. That's kind of the word. I also make one called Tell No Lies. It's basically a truth serum oil that can come in handy in situations like this as well. Fuck was that? What did you say to use for that? I mean, I just gave a whole list. What part didn't you hear? What part didn't you hear? You need the truth one. Anything I'm talking about is available on my website, primitiverootsconjure.com. I make all this shit myself. Most of the herbs I grow and harvest myself. I make everything on there, except like, the balloon squares or the camphor blocks. The cascarilla, I don't make that. Like shit like that I don't make. But everything else on there I make. And I grow and harvest myself. primitiverootsconjure.com. I gotta shut that door down here a minute. That's why I keep an eye on it. I can kind of see it in the camera, but it's not really doing it justice. You're welcome, Jane. I hope it helps. Does anybody else have anything they need assistance with? Is there any questions at this time? You know what? I had over 60,000 followers on my TikTok, but I lost some because I think some people just followed me hoping that I would follow them back. Like some people just do that. If you don't follow them back, they unfollow you or whatever. But like I don't just follow somebody because they follow me. Like I ain't gonna follow you if I don't want to see your shit showing up, on my page or whatever in my For You. So I don't follow everybody. Anyway, I had over 60,000. I'm at like 59.7 now. But I see so many people coming up on my thing, and everybody sends them gifts. You know what? They got their Amazon wish list up on their fucking page, and people be sending them shit, and they're like doing an unboxing, and like all this stuff. I'm like, oh man, never get no gifts. Oh man, never get no donations. I was like, what the fuck? Like, because these people, the people that are doing this, don't have that many followers. Like, they're like, 2,000 to 5,000 maybe. And they're getting all these gifts and all this shit. And I'm like, are they sending them to themselves? Like, I think that's what they're doing. I think people are, like ordering things and then, like, doing a TikTok and be like, look, I got a surprise gift from my Amazon wish list. And, like they're doing it like somebody sent it, but I think they're buying it themselves. I really do. Sorry for all the mix-up spelling mistakes. I hope you don't think differently. I don't think differently at all. I mean, spelling mistakes, I'm not grammar police. Sometimes it irritates me when people misspell altar. That irritates the shit out of me. I tell you, I'll let you guys in on a little thing. So it's called spelling for a reason. I don't know if y'all heard this, but spelling literally is like spells, right? So like we write petitions, we write spells down, and we do these things. And if you're spelling altar incorrectly, like those are two vastly different things by changing that one letter. Like you might be wanting one thing, but you're like going to alter it into something else because you didn't spell fucking alter right. That one kind of grinds my gears, but other than that, I'm not grammar police. But in that context, I think it's a little bit important. Because you could really fuck some shit up if you just by spelling the shit wrong. Okay, do we have any more questions? I'm still over here looking with red hair and shit. We don't have any more questions? I can't even see how many people are here. I see Kat, somebody joined. Danny joined. Denny joined. Sorry for, okay. Alter or alter, what one? So the first way you spelled it means to alter something. Like change it, alter it. When you're talking about an altar, like a spiritual altar, it's ALTAR. Those are two entirely different things. Can you hear him purring? Come here, purr. Purry. Get in on it. Come here and get in on it. What do you want to say? What do you want to say? What do you want to say? Can y'all hear him purring? No, you're going to fuck up my cords. How to spell it? Yeah, so that's how you spell it. Alter, right. And I mean, maybe you wouldn't be surprised, but a lot of people spell it the other way. Like, if y'all can't even spell alter, like, I don't know. Like, maybe you should hold off on doing some shit. Maybe you shouldn't be dipping your toe in this pond. Because you're going to fuck yourself up. I think I need to stir that fire up. I didn't even shut the door in this wood is damp, y'all. Damp. I see all these people joining. Nobody has any questions. What is the thing that everybody else is talking about? Are y'all want to hear more stories? I got a million of them. Oh, I want to talk about that one. That one was crazy. Alright, well, I'll tell a story until somebody got some damn question. I'm here to help you guys. Man, that's why I'm here. That's why I am giving you freely my precious time to help. Because this is my charge. This is my task. This is what I have to fucking do. So I'm giving it to you. So take advantage of it while I'm offering it. And I'm giving you my time. Because I'm here to help you and for no other reason. It sounds different. It sounds so different from different people. What, altar? I've never heard it said any other way. How do you say it? Altar? I don't know how you would say it different. Okay. So this was a fun one. I had a fiance once long before my husband. I was in like my early 20s. And he had a trailer that he bought from his brother. It was a nice trailer. It was a trailer park and everything, but it wasn't like a rundown, like, you know, like white trash trailer park. It was a nice trailer park. Anyway, I had moved in with him into his trailer. And I had some things in my closet. I had a Ouija board. I had some tools. I had some other stuff that I had in my closet. And this girl at my job, her boyfriend had beaten her up and abused her, kicked her out, and she didn't have anywhere to go. And she was like sob storying to me. So I'm like, fuck, you know, come home with me. I'll fucking put you up for, you know, a week or two or something. Do you figure something out, or you can save some money and go do whatever the fuck you gotta do. So I take this girl home. He kicked her out with nothing. Nothing. Like, she had no clothes. She had absolutely nothing. So I told her to go in there in my closet and put her some clothes on. Like, get some, you know, go get a shower, put some fresh clothes on, you know, whatever. She's gone a really long time, and I'm like, fuck is she in there? I go in there, and she's in my closet on the floor, and she pulled out this goddamn Ouija board, and she's on the floor, and she's like playing with the fucking Ouija board, and I'm like, oh dear God, fucking no you didn't. Anyway, she wound up staying like 5 days, and then she fucking left. And immediately, shit started popping off in this fucking trailer. Because she was just fucking with it, and she didn't close it, and she didn't do anything properly. Shit started popping off in this trailer. Like, weird noises, voices, weird, like, dishes rattling in the kitchen when there's nobody out there. I heard somebody in the refrigerator. I seen the light from the refrigerator and heard somebody in it. When I went out there, it wasn't even open or nothing, and everybody was sleeping. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? This all came to a climax about a month later. About a month later, I'm sleeping. Marley, you gonna about get your butt beat. Quit it. About a month later, I'm sleeping. Now, my fiance at the time, he worked very early in the morning. Like, he got up at like 4, like, he left for work at like 4 a.m. It's still dark, but before the sun come out, he was like a forklift driver or something, worked at a warehouse. And we had a water bed. This detail is important. So every morning, he would get up, and he would leave like around 4-ish in the morning. And he had a very distinctive sounding vehicle. He had a van that he had put double exhaust on, which made it extremely loud, and it had a very distinct sound. So when he left, I could hear him leave. Very loud. So I remember him getting up this morning. I remember him doing his thing, getting ready for work, and he gave me a kiss, and he left. I heard the van start. I heard it pull away. He was gone. I kind of started dozing back off. Next thing I know, the bed, like, ripples, like somebody sat on the bed. And I thought he had come back for some reason. I'm like half fucking asleep, half awake. And so the bed ripples like somebody sat on the bed behind me. I'm thinking it's him. Next thing, a hand went right between like my knees. Like it wasn't all up on, went all up in the area. It was like between my knees. But it went in and it pushed the blankets between my legs. I could feel behind me. So I'm thinking it's him. I roll over and look over my shoulder to see, like, give him a kiss or see what he's doing. And when I turned to look over my shoulder, the bed, like, whoosh, like somebody jumped off the bed really quick. And it, like, big wave went through the bed. And there was nobody there. And I sat straight up and I'm like, what the actual fuck just happened? And then I heard a click at the other end of the trailer, like the complete opposite end. I heard a door shut. Click. Like, it wasn't a loud, like, door slamming. It was a click, like the door shut. And immediately after I heard that sound, the entire trailer started vibrating like an earthquake. And that was enough for me. Now, I told y'all early in this live, like, it takes a lot to impress me. Like, I'm not scared easily. I'm very jaded when it comes to spirit. But when the whole house, the whole trailer started shaking like it was a fucking earthquake, I was like, no. I jumped up, I got dressed, I jumped in my car, and I drove 45 minutes to my grandmother's house. And I went to sleep. I went back to sleep. And from that day, every morning at 4 a.m. when he got up and left for work, I got up. And I got dressed, and I drove 45 minutes to my grandmother's house every fucking morning at 4 a.m. because I refused to stay there by myself after that. Like, I'm cool with a lot of shit when it comes to spirit. Like, I deal with a lot of shit. I'm cool with a lot of it. Don't fucking touch me. When spirit touches me, that just really... yeah, like, no, like, that's a boundary. Like, don't fucking touch me. And when the whole fucking thing was shaking, like, that's, like, no. Like, you're not gonna earthquake the whole motherfucking house under me. Like, no. Very few things freak me the fuck out, but this did it. So, yeah, every morning I got up and I drove 45 minutes to my grandmother's house because I wouldn't stay in that trailer by myself after that happened. I would come back after he got off work and I would stay until he left, and then I would go back to my grandmother's every fucking morning. So, I'm telling this to someone that works at the bar I was working at, the DJ, okay? He's new. He's this new guy, this new DJ that we hired at the bar. And the bar I worked at was haunted too, by the way. It was really fucking haunted. So we were actually talking about that, like things that he was experiencing in the bar, and I was like, we were talking about things I had, everybody was talking about different experiences they had in the bar. And then I started talking about this experience that I had at the house. So it turns out this guy's like, well, I'm a fucking warlock, and I can take care of this for you, and dirt. And I'm like, hey, I would love to not be getting up at like 4 a.m. and fucking driving 45 minutes every fucking day. Come fucking take care of it, dude. So he comes out, and he didn't really do anything. Like, I did a lot more shit than this motherfucker did. And the only thing he did do that seemed to make a difference, which I never thought of, this is a little help for y'all, if you ever get in a situation like this with a motherfucking Ouija board. Now, I've had other, don't even get me started on the Ouija boards. He took the planchette from the Ouija board and he put it in the freezer. And I never thought of that one. Like, that never crossed my fucking mind. But I tell you what, it helped quite a bit. It helped quite a motherfucking bit. Just putting that fucking thing in the freezer. Like, you could tell something shifted in the house. And I was much more comfortable there. So, shortly after that, I found out that this guy I was engaged to was cheating on me. And not only was he cheating on me, he was cheating on me with my best friend. And I found this out because my best friend came and told me that he was coming to see her. And I'm like, oh, really? So I leave. I pack all my shit. And he's at work. And I'm like, fuck you. And I packed all my shit and I left. I didn't have anywhere to go. So I talked to the owner of the bar I was working at that's very haunted that I was just talking about. Because there was an apartment above the bar. He agreed to let me stay in the apartment of this very haunted fucking place if I agreed to open and close the bar. So, like, you know, when it was time to open, I had to go down there and open the doors and, like, make sure everything was ready. When it's time to close, I had to lock it all the fuck up. This was the terms of me being allowed to stay in the apartment above the bar. So, okay, I agreed to that. This place was so motherfucking haunted, y'all. I didn't want to stay there by myself. Because there was some crazy... I can't even begin to tell you about all the crazy happenings that went on at this bar. One that sticks out in my head was we had cameras all over. We had cameras in the parking lot. We had cameras inside. We had cameras all over. And I'll never forget the night that me and that new DJ guy were sitting up in the DJ booth where all the cameras were. I'll never forget the night that me and that new DJ guy were sitting up in the DJ booth where all the cameras were. And this fucking face came right in the goddamn camera. It was like this. Like, and I mean, it was like this. Like, it was like all in the fucking camera, being all creepy and shit. And me and him's looking at it like, it looked like a fucking alien, y'all. It looked crazy. Like, it didn't look like a person. It had two eyes, but it didn't look like a fucking person. It looked like a motherfucking alien. That's just one thing that, like, pops out that happened at that fucking bar. We would hear footsteps constantly upstairs when there was nobody up there. We would see shadow people, and just things would get thrown and knocked over and broken, and just all kinds of crazy shit. So I didn't want to stay there by myself, because there's all this crazy shit was going on. I just left the place that had all this crazy shit. So the first couple nights, some of the waitresses would stay with me. Or they, like, the one girl had her brother come stay. So I wouldn't be there alone. But this one night, nobody was available to stay with me. I had to stay there by myself. So I was sleeping. And I heard somebody calling my fucking name. And I'm like sleeping, like, you know, that half awake, half asleeping, like I could fucking hear it, but I'm like, am I fucking dreaming? Like, nobody's here. Heard somebody call my fucking name, and I'm like, I blew it off. And the next thing I fucking knew, I got yanked out of that fucking bed by my foot. Something grabbed my foot and pulled me clear off that bed onto the floor. Thunk on the fucking floor. Covers, like everything went with me. At that point, I jumped up and realized that I was supposed to open the fucking bar and I had overslept. And to this day, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Like, it was waking me up. It was calling my name to wake me up because I overslept and I fucking ignored it. So it yanked me out of the fucking bed. So I would go down and open the fucking bar that was like my fucking pact that I made with the fucking owner. That was the last night I stayed there, because touching me is like I'm saying, that's one of my boundaries. Like, don't fucking touch me, spirits. Like, that's a boundary. That shit happens, I'm fucking out. Do you have a guest? Not that I know of. Did you say that is a death rattle? What's a death rattle? I did a TikTok about death rattles, but I don't think that was a part of this conversation. Oh, you mean when it was shaking like an earthquake? No, that was not a death rattle. Daily positivity, you are enough. Okay, I know that. By the way, I don't think I've ever talked about, at least on TikTok, I don't think I've ever talked about my personal opinion on affirmations. Now, if this is working for some of y'all do that shit, and it's working for you, then that's awesome. Keep doing that shit. My personal opinion on affirmations is I think, personally, that they do the opposite of what you're trying to do. Now hear me out. If you have something, okay, let's say you have $100 in the bank. You don't need to go to the mirror or whatever every day and go, I have $100 in the bank. I have $100 in the bank. Because you have $100 in the bank. You don't need to affirm that because you have it. You don't need to affirm that because you got it. The only things you affirm are things that you don't fucking have. In my opinion, that puts the energy and the focus on the lacking of this thing that you don't have. So I personally think the affirmations do the opposite of what they're supposed to do, because all your sole focus is on, I don't have this. I don't have this thing that I'm affirming that I fucking have, because I don't have it, and that's why I need to do an affirmation, because I don't have it. That's my personal opinion on it. If that's working for some people, I mean, y'all keep doing that shit. But personally, what works for me, and what I find works for a lot of people, is you focus on what you already fucking have. You focus on your blessings that you already have. You show gratitude for what you have. And you put that energy of gratitude and fulfillment and blessings out there, and it will fucking start snowballing. And it will, like, they'll start rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling more. When you put that energy out there, when you do affirmations, you're putting out there that you are lacking something, that you're missing something, that you don't have this thing. That's what you're putting out there, and that's the energy you're going to get back. Lack, want, need loss. If you put out there that you're grateful, that you're blessed for what you already have, that you're not lacking anything, it will fucking snowball. That's my personal experience and my personal opinion. You know, if something's working for somebody else, and you know, if it's working for you, keep doing that thing. But I think that's why this shit doesn't work for a lot of fucking people. And I don't care if you don't think, my damn log just fell down. If you don't think you have anything to be grateful for, you do. If you wake up and open your fucking eyes and you're breathing, that's gratitude. Just for waking up, just for having another day. If you're healthy, that's fucking compounded fucking gratitude. You got your health, you got breath, you got life, you have another day. That's fucking something to be extremely fucking grateful for. If you have a roof over your head, if you have food on your table. Just be grateful for the blessings you do have, and it will compound and start snowballing. I'm a big proponent. I always tell people, you go to spirit with gratitude. With gratitude and humbleness. Not wants, not needs, not lacking. And you will see your blessings multiply when you go to spirit with gratitude and humbleness. Anyway. My little take on affirmations. I think they do the opposite of what the fuck you're supposed to do. I wouldn't even call that manifesting. That's not what I call manifesting anyway. That is just what goes up must come down. It's balance. That's what it is. It's fucking balance. What you have around you, your energy that you're putting out, that's what's gonna fucking be attracted. I don't necessarily consider that manifestation. I think manifestation is something totally different. People use that term way too loosely, in my opinion. Anyway, I see tons of people joining. My stupid little number in the corner is not going up. I don't know how many people are in here. Yes, I'm right. Different words. Just my opinion, just my experience. That's the only thing I can speak on is my experience in doing this, 30 plus years. I did my first work at the age of 9 years old, y'all. I don't know if y'all ever watched my YouTube and watched my story that I told about the first work I ever did. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I didn't even know I was doing fucking witchcraft. Like, I didn't know what the fuck it was. 9 years old. I have been doing this since I was 9 years old. And I could see spirit and hear spirit from just about the time I have conscious remembering of a memory and thought. I have been able to see and hear spirit from that fucking, since I was born. I'm also, and y'all gonna hate me and unfollow me and fucking talk shit about me or what the fuck ever. My personal fucking opinion, in my experience, I gotta keep checking that fire. I don't believe that anybody is a witch. I don't believe that somebody can wake up one day and go, I'm going to be a witch today, and just be a fucking witch. I am a strong proponent that people who are witches are born this way. And we know we're born this way, and everybody else fucking knows that you're born that way and what the fuck you are. Because a lion doesn't have to tell you it's a lion. Everybody knows what the fuck you are. I was being called a goddamn witch in motherfucking kindergarten before I knew what a goddamn witch was. The fucking kids were calling me a fucking witch. I hadn't even seen Wizard of Oz at that fucking, like, that's how young I was. I didn't know what the fuck a witch was. Then I did see Wizard of Oz, and I'm like, that's what the fuck they calling me? Like, I didn't even know. Because when you raised in Appalachian, in these traditions and all this shit, like, I said this the other day. If your granny's practice, as some people, my granny taught me this, and da-da-da-da-da. If your grannies actually fucking did this shit, they didn't call themselves witches. They would have never called themselves witches or said what they were doing was witchcraft. Never would refer to themselves as any kind of witch at all. Especially in my culture of Pennsylvania Dutch, because witches were always bad things. It was never something good. There was other things besides witches, like brochers and hexmeisters and shit like that, who healed the witchcraft. They weren't called witches, even though that's what they are. They weren't called that. They didn't refer to themselves as that, even though that's what they were. Your grannies did not call themselves no kind of damn witch. I fucking promise you. That's something, I mean, I don't know. I seen something on TikTok the other day. It was like, your grannies called it granny magic witchcraft, or like, I don't know, some kind of shit. I'm like, no, your fucking granny didn't, because your granny didn't fucking refer to herself as any goddamn motherfucking kind of witch. I promise you. Even if she was a witch, she wasn't fucking calling herself a witch. Anyway, just a little rant there. I'm just figuring out who I am at 42. Yeah, so anyway, like I was saying, a lion doesn't have to tell you it's a lion. If you got it, I just call it the it. If you have the it, you can't hide it. You don't have to flaunt it. And everybody knows it. Like, like they fucking know it. They know. Everybody knows. Even if you don't know, they know. Trust me. Hi from Cape Cod. I love Massachusetts. I love Massachusetts. That's a good place. Nope, I've always been this person, and I knew it. I just didn't know how to say so. I'm in the very lower end of Appalachians. And my great-grandma was what she was. Midwife, yes, that's another one. They would call themselves a healer, some kind of doctor, like a two-headed doctor or a root doctor or something like that. But they ain't calling themselves no damn witch. They ain't saying what they doing is witchcraft. Trust me, your grannies did not. Your grannies did fucking not. I think I've said this even on one of my other TikToks, like, Pennsylvania Dutch is German. Y'all don't know this. It's German. From the German immigrants that immigrated to Pennsylvania. And we have like our entirely own culture. But the word hex in German, where it comes from, literally means witch. A witch is a hex in German. Witchcraft is hexery in German. So when you hear people talking about, I'm going to hex somebody, they're literally saying, I'm going to witch somebody. Like, which, I mean, it could go either way. That's where it fucking comes from. That's my culture. So, like, hexes were always bad. It was nothing was ever good about a witch, a hex. Nothing ever. It was always bad. There ain't nobody going to call themselves no motherfucking witch. Lancaster, see, you know what I'm fucking talking about. I'm coming up Pennsylvania in May. And so I am just like, oh my God. I haven't had lemon and bologna in motherfucking like 12 years. Like, I am dying for some fucking Lebanon bologna. Like, I can't get it outside of Pennsylvania. You love my vibe? Well, thank you. You either love me or you hate me. Do you believe in Christian witchery? Absolutely I do. Absolutely. I'll tell you something else. Y'all Appalachian, if y'all is from the Appalachians and you say, my people practice folk magic or did this Appalachian witch tradition thing or whatever the fuck you calling it, they did it with the fucking Bible. I fucking promise you. They was witching with the fucking Bible. Absolutely, Christian witchery is a thing. And I go into this in my ancestral veneration course, which, by the way, class 3 is next Sunday. So if y'all want to get in on this, go over there on my website and sign the fuck up, primitiverootsconjure.com. But I get into this in my class a little bit about honoring the ways of our ancestors. And everybody nowadays want to be like, I practice the old ways. I do traditional whatever, the old this and that, the way my granny did it and the way I was taught. If you ain't doing it with the fucking Bible and you're from fucking Appalachian and you're saying your granny taught you, you're full of fucking shit. I'm calling you. You're full of fucking shit. Because if your granny practice any kind of fucking folk magic from Appalachians, she did it with the fucking Bible. I promise you. So anyway, in the Ancestor Veneration course, I go over this. Because a lot of people nowadays, and I used to be where y'all are. I used to think the way you think. I was there. The disdain for Christianity. And I get it. Believe me, I have been there, and I still, pretty much disdain fucking Christianity. I think it's the most evil, awful, horrible fucking religion that's ever existed on the face of this earth. But, even though you hate it, even though you don't fucking believe in it, even though you think it's awful, that doesn't mean that your fucking granny and the traditions that you're claiming to come from thought the same way. They believed in that shit. They used that shit, and that shit motherfucking works. I promise you that shit fucking works. So, when we are honoring our ancestors, we must always pay homage to what they believed in. Because we do that for them, not us. It's not for us, it's for them. If they believed in that Bible, if they went to fucking church, if they fucking did all that shit, you fucking honor that shit when you're honoring them. You play fucking gospel music. You pull that Bible out, you say some fucking psalms. You put the fucking cross on their goddamn space. Because it's not for you, it's for fucking them. And I seen somebody else talking about, what the fuck did they say? They said something along the lines of that when someone passes over, if they were Christian and they die, then now they know that the Bible's bullshit and Christianity's bullshit and it's not real. And so, they don't believe in it anymore and it's okay to, just blow all that off. And no. That is not fucking correct at all. When somebody dies, they're the same exact fucking person who was alive. They didn't have some epiphany when they fucking died, and all of a sudden they're not Christian anymore. That's not the way it fucking works. They're the same person, just dead, just in spirit form. Same fucking person. They have the same vices, the same likes and dislikes, the same belief and faith that they had when they was alive. You got to fucking honor that. If you're doing ancestral work and veneration or claiming to, you need to fucking honor it. Anyway, another little rant. That shit, it just grinds my gears. Just because people are so selfish. You gotta understand it's not for you. It's for them. I know it's in your house. I know you have to fucking look at it and you don't like it. But you don't do it for you. You do it for them. How many things have you been willing to let slide in your daily life because it makes somebody else happy? Like, Just, you're fucking, you have a partner, and, they like the green towels in the bathroom, and you hate green, but you know what? They love it, so you let them have their green towels in the bathroom. You know what I mean? Like, how many things do you let people do that you put up with, even though you don't really like it, just to make other people happy? It's the same fucking thing. You put up with this shit, even though you gotta look at it. It's not for you, it's for them, and it makes them happy. So you have to honor that. Okay. So either bewitch or turn them into a witch. What does that mean? Not offended if not. Yes. Lily, you're illy. You're amazing. I'm not sure who Illy is. What is it about having your picture taken? I hate it. So, I mean, there's a whole thing with that too, because what can we do with pictures? You can do a lot of fucking witchcraft with a picture. Even if you're not trying to do witchcraft, you can do witchcraft. All kinds of shit with a fucking picture. I hate having my picture taken too. It's taken me years to get this comfortable doing videos. Trust me, because I don't like it. Yeah, I mean, there's superstitions about it. Like some people believe that if you taking a picture, it was definitely an indigenous belief. I know that for a fact, that they believed that having your picture taken would like steal your soul, or like steal a piece of your soul, or something that would be taken in the picture, and you would lose that. There's different superstitions about pictures, but I mean, a picture is a tag lock, just like any other kind of tag lock. You can do a lot of fucking shit with pictures, and that's another reason I don't understand. In this internet age, my nose is itching like crazy. I don't understand this internet age, like why people put their spell work out there. Like, I do it once in a great while, just because I have a website, and I have a store, and I have a lot of clients, you know what I mean? Once in a great while, I'll put something out there, but I don't put it out there until it's well after done and manifested. You follow me? So like when the work, when it's done, and it does what it's supposed to fucking do, like maybe a month after that, I might share a picture of something. But these people that are just, doing spell work on lives and on camera and posting all the pictures of it, I'm like, do you understand that evil eye is a thing? That, like, just by putting it out there, anybody can fuck it up before it's even done anything? Or, I mean, not that 90% of that shit ain't put together right anyway. It probably ain't gonna work anyway, but like, you're putting too much. Y'all are putting too much out on the internet. Because that evil eye and that envy and that jealousy is 100% a fucking thing. And all y'all's doing is fucking up your own blessings. Running your mouth. And I don't understand why people do it anyway. Because the only reason to do that, if you don't have a store and, all this shit, if you're just, doing these instructionals or just whatever the fuck these people are doing, the only reason you're going to put that shit on the internet is to boost your ego. It's 100% for fucking ego. I promise you. That's the only reason they put that shit out there. Look at me, look what I'm doing. Look at me, I'm really a witch. I'm really doing witchcraft. I'm really real. Look what I'm doing. It's only for ego. There's no other reason to do that shit. And that in itself is gonna fuck shit up. Anyway, I'm just rambling on. Let me see if there's any questions. Yeah, the picture. I hope that answered your question about the picture. You have several Christian witch friends. Hey, I was raised in the Appalachian folk magic traditions. We did it with the Bible. Powwow. I'm fucking a Brocher in Pennsylvania Dutch powwow. We powwow with the motherfucking Bible. Like, I know all about that. It fucking works. Too. I promise you this shit fucking works. And it probably works better than 95% of this cockeye you see on fucking TikTok. The Bible is nothing but a big spell book. That Bible magic ain't playing. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And everybody, man, I moved to the South for several fucking reasons. One of the reasons is I did have a mentor in like Southern root work, conjure, hoodoo kind of thing. This older black lady. And she's so funny. She was like, you know, all these youngins that's doing all this crap online and they're doing all this and that. She's like, that ain't the ones you got to worry about. So you ain't got to worry about them motherfuckers. She said, who you need to worry about? She said, go down to that church and find you that pious little old lady. That pious little old lady with her Bible. Who's praising Jesus all day long. And then she goes home from church and tells Jesus to take all your blessings away. Tells Jesus to smite you. Those are the dangerous ones. Those are the ones you need to fucking look out for. Them pious little old ladies. And I said this a long time ago on my YouTube when I first moved down here. I have nan yet to meet a real witch or practitioner since I moved down here to the South. And I'm like, one of the reasons I come down here because I'm like, I'm going to immerse myself in the Southern culture, in the Southern witchcraft, low country root work, you know, this kind of shit. I'm like, I'm going to immerse myself in it. I'm going to meet some motherfuckers. I ain't now met one, but I'll tell you why I haven't. Because I ain't stepped foot in a fucking church since I've been here. And that's where they're all at. I promise you. They all in the fucking church. Them sweet little old ladies. That's why I ain't met them yet, because I ain't going to the motherfucking church. I'm funny? I try. I believe in and respect the stories of the Bible and the beauty that can be found. I mean, it's that, but there's also a lot of bullshit in there too. Better sing that hymnal. I'm telling you, every Sunday, I got a playlist for my ancestors and got that old mountain fucking gospel music, man. I blast that shit through the house every Sunday for my fucking ancestors. And they be fucking clapping and singing. Hell, I even get the fucking clapping and singing on that shit. Like, damn, like, you get that fucking like, got the Holy Spirit on my body. Like, that kind of shit going on. I'll be dancing around my kitchen. Cooking at the same time, too. They be loving that shit. Not all of it's false. I believe they find their peace in their own faith, in their own way. That's true as long as it ain't these evangelical. I've been married 20 years. Can you imagine? Me too. Well, we've been together over 20 years. I was married in 2009, so I got like 7 more years to hit 20 years married. But we've been together since like 2003, so I damn near got 20 years on that. Alabama, see? You know what the fuck I'm talking about. Them songs conjure up some shit for sure. I'm telling you. I'm fucking telling you. Bluegrass hymns, yep. That old mountain music, I'm telling you. Evangelicals. That's another thing. I'm dying. This fucking... I can't open my fucking TikTok without seeing 30 fucking different videos of talking about that Locke motherfucker and hexing him or like some fucking shit. I'm like, y'all. Man, y'all is just playing right into fucking everything. Just playing right into everything. And I said it the day after that video come out, where he was calling the people in the church witches or whatever the fuck he was doing. I called it the next day. Go look at my last live on YouTube. It was the day after that shit broke and that video was popping up all over TikTok. He don't have no fucking witches in his congregation. I promise you. There ain't no witches in the evangelical fucking congregation. I'm telling you what the fuck happened. And I said it then, and now other people are starting to catch on to it, and they're fucking saying the same thing. Some of them women got some dirt on that motherfucker. That's all it is. They got some dirt on him, and they're threatening to expose him, or maybe bring charges against something, or something like that. And that's the only reason that he did what he did. Because he's trying to like make an alibi, like make an excuse for when these women come out and call him out and press charges or what the fuck they're planning on doing. They got fucking dirt on his ass. That's why he did that. It wasn't because there was really witches in his fucking congregation. But now you got every fucking teeny bopper teen witch on Witch Talk hexing this motherfucker with fucking lavender and fake black salt. Like, get the fuck out of here. I wouldn't waste my supplies, time, or energy. Because it's all bullshit. It's some kind of political fucking thing where they got fucking dirt on his ass, and that's all it is. Motherfuckers are funny. I gotta stir this fire up. Give me a minute. I can't stand Witch Talk, I'm telling you. There's so much fucking bullshit on Witch Talk. Oh my god. Have you all watched The Righteous Gemstones? What is that? Is that a fucking TV show or something? What is The Righteous Gemstones? Or is that like a content creator? I don't know what that is. Married, I did it for 25 years and he passed away, trying to figure out who I am without him. See, y'all, I'm telling you, that's some fucked up. That's some hard ass shit. Now, you've been with somebody for so long, especially in these fucking and my husband, if something would ever happen to him, I'll be the fucking old widow. I ain't having another fucking man. I'll get me a whole bunch of girlfriends. I would not have another fucking man. No. That's some hard shit. Not in this day and age. Nope. He's a nutso. I knew damn well. I'm damn right he's a nutso. He doing fucking book burnings and shit. Wish I had. I'm telling you, that's some hard shit. See, my husband is way older than me. Like, he's almost double my age. He's way older than me. So it's like, I know I'm going to be in your shoes some time. Because, unless, you know, I don't know. I ain't going to say that because anything's possible. Like, I could get fucking something, or I could have a car accident. You know what I mean? Like, you never really know. But odds are I'm going to be where you're at. And I've thought about it several times. Like, what the fuck am I going to do? And it ain't going to be another man, that's for fucking sure. It ain't going to be no fucking... I'll be the crazy old chrome cat lady widow. Ain't going to be another fucking man. Not in these dating streets. No way. No way, no way, no way. Anyway, how many fucking people do we have in here? Y'all know I cannot see how many people are in here, right? I can't see. I can see the top commenters, there are 6 of you. But I can't see how many people are actually in here. You know, y'all are slacking. My last live, they had me up to damn near 20,000 likes. They had me up to 17.8 or some fucking shit. Yeah, I ain't even got to 4,000 with y'all. Give me some damn likes. So more people, so they put my content out to more people. And I can help more people. Because that's what I am giving my time for. I'm here to fucking help people. Because that's my fucking charge. You know my ancestors gave me that goddamn charge? I couldn't fucking, because they know I fucking hate people. I'm like, no. They give me any fucking thing else. Help these. That's my fucking charge, really? And I got to fucking do it. I don't have a fucking choice. Got to fucking do it. I was like, please give me something. Anything. Lord. If y'all only knew how many people's lives I have saved. If y'all only knew. Goddamn fire out again. The fucking wood is damp. See, I got to keep that shit going too. That's why I'm up. I gotta keep that fire going. House gonna get fucking cold. I think it's gonna get down like 37 tonight. I gotta keep the fucking fire going. Yes, give me likes. Something. I had a lot of donations on my last live too. Y'all slacking. Somebody said, yeah, my last live I was talking about, we were talking about donations, and I was like, oh, you know, I'm like, no, because I ain't been on TikTok that long, y'all. I just started this shit like last September, like August, September somewhere. I started this TikTok thing, and I've only done, I don't know how many lives I've done. Not that many. Maybe, I know it's less than 10 since like August or September. And on all them lives, all the donations I had was like $3 maybe. Y'all know you can't touch that shit anyway until it gets up to like at least $100. You can't even do nothing. It just fucking sits there and you can't touch it. It's like everybody started donating on the last one. Like, we're gonna get you money out, and now I think I have $7. That's not why I do this though. But I would appreciate it if y'all give me some likes so so TikTok puts my stuff out to more people. So I can help people. Yes, that's what I'm supposed to fucking do. So no questions. Do we want to do more story time? I guess be sitting here. Well, I guess I can because I gotta keep the fucking fire going. Speaking of, give me a second. Nobody's talking. What do I got to do? Alright, it will be like that. Look at my face is all red. The fire get hot. My face gets all fucking red in there in the fire. Man, I don't want to put no more wood on it. I don't put no more wood on. I'm almost out of fucking wood. I went through 3/4 of fucking wood. What type of readings do I do? So I am initiating Palobriumba. So when I do readings for clients, I do readings with Shamalongo, but I am fully booked up with, like, I don't have no openings. I ain't had no openings since, like, last fall, and I don't see me having any openings in the foreseeable future, or until, like, maybe late summer and fall. I got a lot of clients, y'all. I do a lot of readings every day. But yes, I do readings with Shamalongo. Man, that fire. That smoke got me. Man. See, that bitch went out again. That fucking wood is damp. I don't want to put no more logs on it yet. I just gotta keep it hot. I just gotta keep it fucking hot for at least another hour or two. Then I'll put another log on it. I'm almost out of wood, y'all. But we're almost to spring. Got like one more week till it's spring in the south. We already had a few spring days. We was in the 80s all week last week. I had all my windows open. It was real nice. And then we had a fucking cold front come down. So are you just answering yes/no questions right now? I'm sorry, I've never heard of that. No, what I'm doing, this isn't readings. I'm answering questions pertaining to Folkmagic, Witchcraft, Appalachian Conjure. We can talk about superstitions. We can talk about cryptids. We can talk about fucking horror movies. I'm answering questions pertaining to these things because I have 30 plus years experience and knowledge in all of this stuff. So I'm helping people with those things in that area. not reading. And I guess I'm doing a little story time in between because I ain't getting that many fucking questions. Damn. Don't y'all gotta fucking work tomorrow? It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna be up till the sun comes up probably. Gotta keep this fucking fire going. No questions. Y'all are sitting in front of a treasure trove of knowledge. And you don't have any fucking questions. That's just crazy to me. That's just crazy. You have one. Well, fucking let her rip, man. I'm giving you my time. Use it well. Utilize it. I don't get to do this very often. I'm usually very busy. I just happened to get done early with my work tonight. But I still have a ton of other work I gotta do, but I just didn't want to start it tonight. Like, I was done. I'm done for the night. Look. What's your question? Ignis? No, wait. Ignis Vertus. Does that mean something? That's a cool name. What does it mean? I hope you're typing. What's your question? I don't get it either. Like I'm saying, I got 60,000, damn near 60,000. I was over that, but now I damn near 60,000 people on here. I don't get nobody on my lives ever. Is there a meaning to that? Is there a meaning to what? That's like the second time this is happening. Something didn't come through. My chat literally says, I have one, as in you have a question, and then it says, is there a meaning in that? Like, whatever you typed before that did not fucking come through. An owl. Okay, an owl can have all kinds of meanings. Like, what is the context of the owl? Like, are you hearing an owl? Did you see an owl? Where was the owl? Owls can mean a couple different things. One thing to keep in mind, all birds hearing it, when do you hear it? Do you hear it at daytime? Do you hear it at night? And how long have you been hearing it for? All birds are messengers. All of them. Now, what they are messengers for, or what messages they are delivering, can vary, but all birds are messengers. Always keep that in the back of your brain. Do I take drugs? I do not. I do not drink, and I do not do drugs. You are not giving anything free. I'm giving you my time. The fuck? I'm giving you my time, and I'm giving all kinds of advice and information here for fucking free to fucking help people. Yes. And y'all better take fucking advantage of it, because I don't do this very often. TikTok censored the words. Okay, so I got an owl, and you're hearing an owl. But when are you hearing it, during the day or during at night? And for how long have you been hearing it? Because those details are important. I'm not giving anything for free. Fucking kidding me? My time is the most precious goddamn thing I have, and I'm giving it. I'm giving it freely. Giving my knowledge. You've heard it a few times. So, there's a thing about owls. This is why I'm asking these specific questions. Because it depends on when you're hearing the owl, and for how long you're hearing the owl can have a very specific meaning. In Appalachians, owls are usually portents of death, but that is in the context of when you're hearing it and how long you're hearing it. Like, if you hear an owl during the day for 3 days in a row, somebody in that fucking house gonna die. If an owl perches on your house and hoots 3 days in a row, somebody gonna fucking die. That's why I'm asking you specific when you are hearing it and how long you've been hearing it for. Not what I meant. They are used to the fake readers. Oh, yeah. That's all I fucking see on this shit. I'm not doing readings. I'm just helping education. This is educational content on witchcraft, folk magic, conjure, Appalachian traditions, superstitions, whatever. All this kind of stuff. Paranormal, we can talk about all that. This is educational content. Hello, Sweden. How is Sweden? What time is it in Sweden? What's your name? Scarlett Joe Hamstrung? Sorry, I told you about him. You deserve better. At least I am loved by our Lord Satan. Well, go get you some Satan, man. Good for you. My motto is not today, Satan. Not today. Hello, hip hop. How are you doing this evening? What time is it in Sweden? What time is it? Tell Satan to tell you what time it is. What time is it in Sweden? I'm good. I'm just trying to keep warm. I gotta stay up, keep this fire going, so I got some time tonight to help people. But I ain't getting a whole lot of fucking questions to fucking help. New York. Yeah, I like New York. My husband lived in New York New York City, not New York State. He lived there for over 20 years. New York, but I don't think I'd want to be there now, though. Not these days. We was talking back in the 90s and shit. New York City was awesome. We used to hang out down there in the village all fucking time. Ignis Velis sent me a rose. Or Vetus, I'm bad with names. I'm gonna say your name fucked up. So just fucking deal with it. Forgive me. Thank you for the rose. Western Buffalo. I think I was in Buffalo before. What the I spent a lot of time up New York State. And I can't remember the name of the goddamn city. I think it started with an A, though, and it was a big one. Why can't I think of it? What was that? Had a garlic? Oh, a panda? It looked like a head of garlic with sunglasses. What is the big city in New York that starts with an A? Albany. Yes. I don't know why I couldn't think of it. Yeah, I stayed in Albany for like 3 months. One time. I was up there for business and shit. Wasn't bad. That was back in the 90s. Liquor was cheaper back then. See, I used to drink back in the day when I was in my younger, but I don't drink anymore. Is the how did Adam and Eve get woman when they only had sons? You got me. I still think the whole Eve eating the apple story is bullshit. I think Adam ate that motherfucking apple and blamed it on Eve, and that's why he got that fucking Adam's apple stuck in his fucking throat. I ain't saying the whole fucking Bible makes sense. I'll tell y'all something else. You want to talk about the Bible a little bit? There's all kinds of encoded stories and messages in the Bible if you know how to fucking read it correctly. Like the whole Bible, even the ages, like all that shit is 100% zodiac. All of it is zodiac. What was I going to say? Oh, Genesis. So let's talk about the beginning. Let's talk about Genesis for a minute. So the translation There was some shit lost in fucking translation, y'all. I'm gonna tell you what. In the original Hebrew text of the Bible, for Genesis, the words that were used, you know how it says, let there be light, and he created the heavens and the earth and the land and the beasts and da da da. And then it comes to where he's going to be making man, right? The original text that was translated incorrectly, what is said is, come, let us make man in our image. So my question has always been, who the fuck is God talking to? Who is us and who is our? Who's God talking to? Who is us and who is our? There's been a lot lost in translation of that fucking book, I tell you what. The Bible is absolutely, I said that about 20 minutes ago before you got here. We was talking all about that Bible. I got several videos on my thing about the ages and how they all are. Is synonym the word I want to use? They're all. I'm trying to think of the word I want to use. It's encoded. It's all zodiac shit. It's all fucking zodiac. The ages have everything to do with the zodiac and nothing fucking else. Jesus and the 12 disciples ain't nothing but the fucking zodiac. You goddamn right Jesus is God's son. Jesus is the light of the world. You goddamn right the sun lights up the world. Jesus is the savior. I mean, goddamn right he's a savior. That motherfucker don't come up, we all dead. God's only son, yes. With the 12 disciples, the fucking zodiac. The whole Bible is an encoded story about the fucking zodiac. And it's much older. It's much fucking older. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, it's Egyptian. It's the Horus and the Iris and the Ra. And like, that's where it comes from. But it's not. The story's older than that. The story comes from Babylonian Sumerian, the very first civilization that had any kind of written language that ever existed. It comes from the Epic of Gilgamesh. It comes from Mithras. And the Bible took all that shit. They took the story from that and went to the Egyptians. It's all the fucking same shit. It's all the same fucking story. And the Bible just damn stole it, just like they stole the holidays and every fucking thing else from everybody else. You gotta go through the sun to get to the Father. There you go. There you go. You know why Jesus dies every year? Why he was dead for 3 days and then he's resurrected? On the 21st of December, the first day of winter, the winter solstice, the sun is at its lowest point on the equator that it's going to get when you're in the northern hemisphere. Anyway, so we're observing this from the northern hemisphere. On December 21st, the sun is at the lowest point that it's going to get to the equator for the northern hemisphere. And NORAD and all the sophisticated equipment that the armies have and the Navy has will tell you that the sun doesn't move for 3 days. It doesn't move 1 degree north. It doesn't move 1 degree south. It sits on that axis for 3 days. Therefore, they say the sun died. The sun's dead. It hasn't moved. When something doesn't move for 3 days, it's fucking dead. And then, on December 25th, it moves 1 degree north. Oh, the sun has resurrected. It's come back to life. And consequently, that's why it's called the Passover. The Passover celebrates the sun passing over the equator and making its way back up to the northern hemisphere. Well, it will be the lion in the fucking sky. The Christian faith comes from the Moors. I think they stole a little bit from goddamn everybody. If you want to, but the story, the Jesus story, comes from Babylonian Sumerian. Hi, honey. In case you haven't been told lately, I'm so beyond proud of you, and I'm glad you're here. Well, thank you, Haley. Somebody's proud of me? That doesn't happen very often. That is not, I don't hear that one very often at all. From living people, anyway. And even from the dead, they don't tell me that very often. Yeah, the whole Bible is encoded. An encoded story if you know how to read it correctly. A lot of people, even fucking, what are they called? Not astronomers, astrologists. Astrologists, the one that study the zodiacs and that even, most of them don't even realize that the ages go backwards. There was like, Pisces, Aries, and it goes in this order, but the ages go the opposite way. So right now we're in the fucking age of Aquarius. Before that was Pisces, the fish, hence the Jesus. Before that was Aries, the ram. And before that we had Taurus, the bull. They go in fucking reverse. The whole Bible is encoded. Zodiac and astrology. That's all it is. My dog's making all kinds of fucking noise. Hey, lay down. Thank you. Does anybody, 222, look at that shit. Does anybody have any questions? I was going to tell a story time. I don't remember which story I was going to fucking tell. I know what I was going to fucking tell. Oh, hi, what's something I can use for success and job hunting? Let me flip through the Rolodex here. Well, first of all, I'm going to say you can use my oils and my powders. I make a Crown of Triumph oil and I make a Luck and Success powder that would help exponentially on your task of success and job hunting. Besides that, I'm trying to think of specific... Oh, by the way, primitiverootsconjure.com. My lips are dry. Why I'm not talking right. I need some damn chapstick. I'm not used to doing this much talking, y'all. I'm usually very quiet. Hey! Quit it! Lay down. Let me get this dog 1 second. I'm going to grab the chapstick. Lay down. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna throw a log on here. Look out, Papa. I am not happy with that fire, but I am gonna keep everybody waiting that long. That's so much better. Okay. Oh, Marcel sent me a rose. Thank you. All right. Okay, so we're talking about the success. So herbs for success. Definitely master root. Definitely master of the woods. Let's see, dandelion. Dandelion's good. Yarrow's good. I'm flipping through the Rolodex. Just trying to think of what herbs can we use for success. Why do I keep hearing bergamot? Bergamot? I don't know. I keep hearing bergamot, though. What's the first rule of Chicken Club? You do not talk about Chicken Club. Manifestation, the fire? I'm good with the fire. I got a lot of fire. A lot of fire spirits. Fucking shit be hot. I'm telling you. And my husband will attest. When I get into doing that fucking work in there, I can raise the temperature in this whole fucking house by at least 6-7 degrees. At least. Whole fucking house will get hot. And I get fucking hot. Y'all want to hear a funny story? The very first client I had come to the house, local client that came for a reading, came to the house. My people, after the reading, They was like, sit her at the fucking Bovida and let her say her prayers and whatever at the Bovida. So I'm like, alright. Like, that's not something they usually fucking do, but she had a lot going on. So I was like, alright. So I set her at the Bovida, and I gave her instructions, and I left the room. This is the middle of summer, too. No summer in the South. I left her alone for like half hour. And I come back in, and she's just like dripping, like sweat, like pouring. And she's just like, it's so hot. And I was like, oh, girl, I'm sorry. I was like, the air's set, on like 70, but I can like turn it down some more. She's like, no, it's not that kind of hot. It's a different, I don't know, but it's so fucking hot. I was like, oh shit, I forgot. Motherfucking people are hot as fuck, and I'm used to it. But somebody that's not used to it, they'd be about like they're gonna spontaneously combust from the inside out. That's the fucking heat we deal with in this house. So it's like, I felt so bad. I was like, ooh, I forgot how hot they are. Because I'm used to it. Got a lot of hot fucking shit going on over here. Is there anybody out there? That's what I'm asking. Is there any fucking buddy out there that got any goddamn questions? Cinnamon he can use also, right? Yes, because it's for a job, for money. I think cinnamon is highly overused, but while it is multi-purpose, and because of that, it is quite a bit of a catalyst, I think it's overused way too fucking much. I use cinnamon. I mean, it is multi-purpose. It is a very versatile thing. It's hot, so it can be protection, or it can be passion, love, all that kind of shit. It's sweet, so it can be for money, prosperity, and that kinds of shit. That's about it. I think people are using cinnamon way too fucking much and shit. Way too fucking much. It is a little bit of a catalyst, so using cinnamon where it shouldn't be used probably isn't going to do that much harm. Because if anything, it'll give it a kick of heat, unless you're not trying to do something that you don't want it to be fucking hot. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're trying to do like calming and peace and tranquility or clarity or some shit like that, like don't put fucking cinnamon in it, because it's going to fucking heat that shit up. I think it's way overutilized. Bay leaf for success? Again, yes. Like, I guess it could be used for that. I don't know. I just think there's way better things. That's what I'm going to say. I just think there's better things. Not that it can't be used for that. Like, it's okay. But there's better things. Bay leaves for money, again, better thing. I really only use bay leaves for like blessings, peace, tranquility, like cool, because it's a cool herb. It's not a hot herb, it's a cool herb. So if you're dealing with money, you kind of want it to be hot. You kind of want it to be hot. So I don't really use bay for money. I only use it for cooling things. And people see, and the story I just told about the client that came over and how hot she got. People don't understand that when I use the terms hot and cool, I'm talking very literally. I don't talk figuratively at all. I'm talking extremely literally. Do you believe we are in retrograde right now. No, astrology is not really my thing. I don't follow the planets. I don't work with moon phases. I mean, if something lines up that, it's falling in the time frame of the moon phase and it lines up, then that's fucking awesome, and I'll work with that and I'll use it. But I don't specifically go out of my way to try and work when things are in certain alignments or this and that, because where I come from, if something needs done, you fucking do it. You ain't waiting for all this shit to fucking you do the fucking shit. Like, you ain't waiting for that. It's like, yeah, like I did a big thing the other month. Oh my god, it was crazy how everything lined up. It just happened to be a fucking new moon, so it was a dark moon. It was, what was the last solstice holiday? Was it Beltane? Was it Beltane? Was that the last one? I don't follow that shit either. But it was that day, and it was a new dark moon, and it was something else. Oh my god, I don't know. It was like 3 things, and it just so happened to happen on the night that I did this big thing, and I found out about it the next day. I'm like, oh, it was fucking Beltane, and it was like this and that. Like, that fucking couldn't have worked out any better, especially for what I was doing. Like, it just happened to fucking line up, but I don't go out of my way to, work with fucking moon phases and do all this shit. Will I utilize it if it lines up? Fuck yeah. But I don't go out of my way. What the fuck was I saying before you asked me that question? Shit. Getting old, y'all, I get so much information, so much stuff in my head. I lose my track all the time. I can't remember what the fuck I was talking about. Damn. Does anybody remember what I was talking about? Can I ask you something? Absolutely, that's why I'm here. Ask away. That's what I'm doing here. Here to answer your damn questions. I can't think of what the fuck I was going to talk about. It was something really fucking cool, too, and I don't remember what the fuck it was. I'll remember it in a minute. Just wait. That's what I was going to talk about. I was going to tell you that story. So what if I want someone to leave me alone? What do I do like a ex? I mean, there's many ways to go about that. You can do it kind of a nice way, or you can do it in kind of a nasty way. So off the top of my head, several things you could use would be like banishing powder, banishing oil, hot foot if you want to really get fucking rid of them. Hot foot. Those are just 3 things off the top of my head that you can fucking do. Absolutely, what you do not do is you do not put them in the freezer. You do not bind them. That's another thing that everybody got fucking wrong on this motherfucking witch talk. What is binding? Y'all think when you're doing binding that you're fucking, you're tying somebody up? That's not what you're doing. When you bind something, you bind it to something. That's what kind of binding you're doing. You're binding to something. And if you don't have something, then you're binding to you. And I don't want to do that shit, but I will sit back, laugh my ass off at all these motherfuckers binding people. I'm like, damn. Like, you ain't never getting rid of these people. Hot foot. I make a really fucking good hot foot. I make a bomb ass fucking hot foot. The one I sell publicly is bomb. I have one that I won't even sell to the public because it's too much of a liability. But I have never, not once in all these years, had one client come to me and tell me that shit didn't work. Not one. In fact, it has worked in impossible situations. It's worked. It always has worked. So, yeah, I make a really good hot foot. How much? I'd have to look, but I'm fairly certain it's like $7.21. Pretty sure that's the price on it. I'd have to actually, I have so much stuff on my website, I'd have to actually go look for certain, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's not a whole lot, I'll tell you that. It's not a whole lot. Less than 10, I think it's $7.21. What we need to link up, primitiverootsconjure.com. That's the website, that's my shop. Go on there and peruse. I was going to tell the story about, because I was saying when I'm saying things, I am saying things very literally. I don't talk metaphysically, metaphorically over here. When I say something, I'm quite literal in what I'm saying. So I was going to tell this story of how an elder that I used to be under also says things quite literally that I didn't know. So, I'm at this person's house, and we're talking about all the fuckeria caca that's on social media about all this stuff. Now, this is one of my elders in the ATRs, to put it in context. So, we're talking, and he goes, you know, all these people out here ain't fucking with what they think they fucking with. He thinks they think they conjuring up, you know, this or that or this and that, when they're not initiated or don't have licensia or like don't, you know, he's like, they really think they working with something. And I was, by the way, at this point when this conversation was happening, I was brand fucking new. Like, I ain't been fucking initiated like a damn month. I was brand new in this shit. So we're having this conversation. And he's like, you know, they really think they working with these fucking spirits. And he was like, I tell you what, if these people, if the spirit they think they're working with actually fucking showed up, he said they'd shit their fucking pants. And I'm like, ha, yeah, you know, like I'm laughing. I'm like, yeah, they'd shit their pants, you know. It's an embarrassing story, y'all. So, I didn't understand. I didn't know he also talked literally all the time and not metaphorically. So anyway, skip ahead, you know, a few months, and I receive some items in the tradition, and I get these items home, and I start working with these items. And one of these motherfucking spirits showed the fuck up. Let me put it this way. I literally know real practitioners and witches that work in diapers. I'm not kidding. Because some of these energies and spirits that we work with, our physical body, our physical frame, cannot handle the energy that these spirits show up with. Just like, you know, if people experience something, they might faint. Or if you have some kind of injury or something, your body might go into shock because it can't handle what's going on. You faint because you need blood to your head. So your body falls over to get blood to your head because your body can't handle what's going on and what's happening. Some of this shit and this is another reason why you can't fuck with this shit if you ain't initiated. Some of this shit that we work with, when you're not used to it, when it's like first experience, and even sometimes when you are used to it, it can still happen. It can make you literally lose control of your bodily functions. You do not have a choice. You do not have an option. Your body cannot handle it. So when he said this, when the spirit shows up, they would shit their pants. I really thought he was speaking metaphorically. But I found out that he is quite a literal talker in his own way. Yes, I know practitioners that work in diapers because the energies we fuck with. And I'm not saying I work in diapers. I'm not one of them. But I do know others that actually work. They wear diapers or Depends or something because you will lose control of your bodily function and there's nothing you can fucking do about it. It just fucking happens. Just like fainting or going into shock. You cannot help it. Anyway, funny story about speaking literally about things. You walk with your elders. Okay. If do you do readings? I do, but I don't have any openings for a very long time. I have a lot of clients. I haven't had any openings since like last fall, and I don't foresee any openings till probably at least summer. I have a lot of clients and I'm extremely booked up. And see, y'all gotta realize too, not only do I have a lot of clients for readings, but a lot of times a reading ends up turning into work that I have to do as well. So, yeah, I'm usually pretty booked up when it comes to readings. Anyway, this is a funny story. I didn't have any diapers that night. The best I could do was grab a box. See, that's what I'm telling, man. People think this shit is a game. They think it's a game. They think it's a joke. They think it's this, it's that. Man, y'all ain't doing the real, I'm telling you. Ain't doing it. What does the mysterious red handprint on my stomach mean? I have no idea. Like, is it there all the time? Like, were you born with it? Or, like, is it always there? Or is it only there sometimes? Or, I have like 7 gifts still trying to understand it. Yeah, it's gonna, your whole life. Your whole life and then some to master gifts. Any good practitioner is always developing and always mastering and always learning. It was on my stomach for 2 hours. It's not my handprint. I honestly can't tell you exactly what that could be or what could have caused it. It could be numerous things, but I keep getting a picture. Was it hot? Like if you touched your stomach where the handprint was it warm? Was it hot? Did it feel like it was radiating any kind of heat? And believe me, I ask all my questions for specific reasons. I'm asking this question for a reason. Not hot, but had cramps. Okay, then it probably wasn't that. Okay. When it comes to women, because we have a womb, a lot of times when We are under any kind of like a spiritual assault, whether that be from an actual spirit, whether that be from witchcraft. Spirit will always take the route of least resistance in everything. So when you're doing spell work and you're putting spell work out there, Spirit is going to see that work accomplished with the path of least resistance, which makes manifestation come in very surprising ways sometimes, like ways you didn't think of or ways you didn't fucking expect to happen. But it'll happen. It might just be just not how you fucking thought it was going to happen. Anyway, Spirit will always take the path of least resistance. So, for women, when we are under any kind of like a spiritual attack or spiritual assault or any kind of witchcraft, a lot of times it will target our stomach and womb area, because as women, that is a very susceptible and open area for us. The belly button is a very open and susceptible area for women especially. Now, it is for men as well. Men also have belly buttons, but they don't have wombs. It's also kind of a weak spot for men, but it's very susceptible for women. While I can't say exactly what it was, I don't think one of your own court or ancestors would leave a red handprint on you that caused cramps. What I would recommend, what I do, if I'm having something coming at me and it's affecting my stomach, it's trying to attack the stomach area, which is very common, I put something in my belly button for protection. Usually what I do is I get a little cotton ball or a cotton swab, and I'll just, not the whole thing now, because it ain't gonna fit in there. I got a little belly button. Tear it in half or something. Make a little cotton swab. And I will usually dip it in something for protection, whether that be like an oil, a powder, a water, like something. I will moisten that for something for protection. I will put it in my belly button. And usually this shit stops immediately. And I will leave it in there. Usually, I'll change it out, but I don't remove it entirely until I know until I've cleansed the house, whatever, figure out what it is and why it's happening and take care of it. Then I will remove it permanently, change it out every day at least. But sometimes I'll leave that shit in there for a week or so until I get everything situated and get it removed and figured out. That way I'm not being attacked. I'm protected there. You can also do this. This is why a lot of women wear the belly chain thing. It was never meant to be something sexy, like a lot of girls do that nowadays or whatever. It was originally meant to be protection for your belly, because on women that is a susceptible area. That's why men don't wear belly chains. And I'm talking about women in the terms of a person with a womb. That's what I'm referring to when I say women. I might have some trans people on here, and I don't want to offend anybody or anything. So when I say women, I'm referring to a body with a womb. It's a very susceptible area. So yeah, I can't tell you exactly what it was without some kind of reading, but I can tell you how to protect against it happening again. And I would be doing some cleansing. Okay, let me see. Thank you for the rose hair. Hair by Tori. Let me guess, you're a hairdresser? A cosmetologist? Thank you. More roses. Oh, not hot, crimson day. Red like a rash. Didn't itch. Yeah. You have rashes too? Yeah, but do you have rashes in the form of a handprint? That's kind of specific. And then we had the cramps following the handprint, which signals to me that it was some kind of attack from something. It was some kind of assault. From either a spirit, whether, it was sent there, you picked it up somewhere, it's just in your fucking house, or it's on your fucking land, or like what the fuck ever. It's some kind of assault. So I would be cleansing and I would protect that area. Because it's very susceptible on persons that have a womb. It's a very susceptible area. And men, folk that don't have a womb, it's also kind of a weak spot. Like, men might want to protect that a little bit too, but not like people that have wombs. We're extremely susceptible in the belly. Hey, Pimp My Yard. Did you follow me from YouTube? I haven't seen you in a while. She's been on my YouTube for years. Years. Long time. Thank you for the roses. It's down there 3 a.m. And that fire is still barely fucking burning. This wood is damp, y'all. Fuck. Damp. Because you're for real and help save my life. I know, girl. Just don't be doing that shit no more. Hopefully we learned a lesson. See? What was I talking about earlier? What did I say? I said, if y'all only knew how many people I have literally saved their goddamn lives. Right there is one of them. Right there is one of them. I've been knowing her a long time. She had some nana on her. Nana. Yeah, I'm telling you, no games. Everybody be thinking this shit's a joke. Nana. What is it? Nay. Nay. Not a game. Not a joke. I don't have anybody here asking questions. I don't even know how many fucking people are in here. Yeah, y'all, thank you for the likes. Get them up there. Because the more likes I get, the more TikTok will put my content out to people. And that's more people I can fucking help. So get them likes rolling. This was an experiment. The last live I had, I think I said they had me up to almost 20,000 likes. And they were like, your next live, you're going to get tons of people. And no, I didn't. Well, actually, I might, but I can't see how many people are in here. What are your opinion on wearing red for protection? That's excellent for protection. Excellent for protection. Now, like anything and anything we do is always two-sided. There's always a flip side and a face side to everything. The red is extremely good for protection. But I tell you, it is a hot protection. That's why it's good for protection. It's hot. It's fire. You get that fiery wall and all that shit around you. Just make sure that that's the kind of protection that you're needing, that you need hot protection. Because there's also cool protection, and I'm speaking quite literally. There's cool protection, hot protection. Red is very hot. So just make sure that that's the kind of protection that you need. You need the hot shit. Red is excellent. A lot of people think black is for protection. And while I can see it in context in some things, like, black is... A lot of people think black is for protection. And while I can see it in context in some things, like, black is hidden and it makes things dark and you can't see it. And that's... I get that, okay? But my thing is, why is black black? What makes black black? Black is the absence of all color. Black absorbs everything. It absorbs all the light. It absorbs everything. That's not very good for protection. If you're wearing all black, you're going to suck in and absorb every fucking thing around you. It's going to suck it up. It's the absence of all light and all color. So, I don't consider black a very good protection. Best colors for protection, in my opinion, is red and white. Because white reflects all colors. Hey from... I do not know how to say that. Saskatchewan? Saskatchewan. Canada. Okay. I got the Canada. I see the flag. I don't know how to say that shit. I probably just butchered the fuck out of it. Yes. And what I practice, if you want protection, you wear red or you wear white. You don't wear black. In fact, I ain't supposed to be fucking wearing black. I ain't even damn supposed to be wearing black, and I'm wearing all fucking black. This is my New Orleans shirt, though. My trick-or-treat jogging pants. It's like, I love them. I love them. I don't wear them that often. Like, maybe once a week. And tonight's that night. So you're gonna... Oh, that's my hand. Does anybody have any more questions? I have told a lot of stories tonight. God damn. I have told a lot of motherfucking stories. I was going to tell the story as a cautionary tale. I was going to tell a story about the very first work I ever did. Before I knew what I was doing, before I knew I was a witch, even though everybody else fucking knew it. I was going to tell that story as a cautionary tale. But I don't know if I got enough people on here to even make it worth it. Because I've been telling some embarrassing ass motherfucking stories tonight. Y'all know I don't give a fuck. That's why I'm real deal. The most scared I've been? Oh, what a question. My lord. I think it depends on what kind of scared you're talking about. Like, I've had a lot of fucking health scares. That's some scary ass fucking shit. Car accidents are scary ass fucking shit. Do you mean like in a paranormal sense? Like the scariest thing that ever happened? That would even be a tough one. My lord. What would be the scariest thing that ever happened? I don't even know. I've had y'all don't even understand how much shit. Just last year, I had something pounding on my fucking wall that sounded like a shotgun. That's how fucking hard it was hitting my wall. Because it couldn't get in. I swear to God, I heard it at the other end of the goddamn house so fucking loud. I thought somebody shot a shotgun outside, like right into the fucking house or something. It was so fucking loud. It was this goddamn spirit pounding on the goddamn wall. Because it couldn't get in. Paranormal. Ooh, that's still a tough one, man. Scariest thing. I'll tell you what the scariest thing was. And it's not scary. It's scary because I was a kid. That's why, if it happened now, it wouldn't be that fucking scary. And you're going to be like, that ain't that fucking scary. But that shit scared the fuck out of me because I was little. And I think it was damn near about the first spirit I ever seen. And it scared the fuck out of me. Now I just laugh at it. If that shit happened now, I'd be like, that's probably the most scared I ever been of a spirit in my life. It was either that one or it was that other shit. I don't even know if I want to talk about that shit. But the very first, from what I recall, the very first time I seen a spirit, I don't know how old I was, but I was little. I was maybe like 5-ish, around that area. And I was raised by my grandparents, and I had bunk beds. And when I was only child, I had fucking bunk beds because they were left over from their kids or whatever. And I was always scared at night. I was always scared of the dark, and I always heard voices and weird noises and stuff, and it always scared me, but I never seen a spirit until this night. So because I was really scared of the dark, I was scared of everything, my grandparents would always leave the hallway light on where my bedroom was, because I had to have a light on, so they left the hallway light on. But after I fell asleep, they would always turn the light out because they didn't want to leave the light on all night. I was little, I didn't get it. I'm like, what the fuck, you turn the light out? So I made it a habit, and when I woke up in the middle of the night, the first thing I would do would be sit up and look at the door to make sure the hallway light was still on and that they didn't turn it off. So this one night, I woke up in the middle of the night. I don't even know what the fuck woke me up, but I woke up in the middle of the night, and I sat up and looked at the door to see if the light was on, and it was not on. But what was there was a hand. There was a hand on my door, like this. Like there was somebody standing behind the door, and they had their hand like around the frame, the door side. You understand? So like somebody's behind the door, and they had their hand around the like frame of the door. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I know I see this fucking hand. And it was white. It was like white, like translucent white. Like you would think of a Hollywood ghost. That's what it fucking looked like, believe it or not. Hand on the door. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm looking at the door, and I'm looking at this fucking hand, and next thing, a foot come from behind the door frame, slid out from behind the fucking door, and like a white, like dress or something, like kind of flowed in front of the foot. So now I got a foot sticking out and a hand around the fucking door, and I'm just sitting there like, like I couldn't even like scream or anything. I was just paralyzed. And next thing, a fucking head pops around the fucking door. And I screamed so fucking loud. Oh my god. Scared the fucking shit out of me. And I slept in my grandparents' room on the floor in a sleeping bag for like 3 months. Because I wouldn't go back and sleep in my room. Shit scared the fucking shit out of me. Now if I fucking saw that shit now, I'd be like, who the fuck are you? What the fuck you want? Why are you fucking here? Like, that's not even scary. But when you're a little fucking kid, that shit scared the fucking shit out of me. That's the most scared I can remember really being. I've had a lot of scary shit happen to me, but that was probably the one that fucking scared me so bad. It's always the damn door. I'm telling you. Shadow people. I had the Hat Man guy in an apartment that I used to rent, but he ain't never do nothing. He just stood around and watched all the time. He ain't never do nothing. I don't know. Everybody makes a big deal about shadow people, but the ones I've encountered, they don't really do nothing. They just watch. I always called them the Watchers, and I had somebody earlier talking about Watchers and that they wear these colored cloaks or something. I'm like, I'm not familiar with those Watchers. The only Watchers I know are the shadow people, and they stand around and watch shit. I tell you, when I was a kid, I could y'all don't understand how many spirits there are around us at all times. And I think I said this on my last live, our human eyes are incapable of perceiving them. Because our eyes can only perceive 1% of what actually exists. We can only perceive certain frequencies of light. And if something doesn't fall in that frequency of light, we cannot perceive it or see it. Just like we can't hear frequencies that dogs can hear or that cats can hear. We can't see or hear a lot of shit that fucking exists. When I was younger, I would see spirits all the fucking time, but they weren't like the one that I just talked about. They weren't physical looking. Even though that one wasn't really physical looking, I could see through it. But when I was younger, when I would see spirit all the time, what they looked like to me is they looked like heat waves. Like, I don't know if you ever been driving down the road on a hot day or walking down pavement on a hot day, and you can look down the road and you can see them fucking heat waves, like, rising up off the fucking pavement. That's what they fucking always looked like. I would see them all of that, but they'd be in a shape, like a form. Like, you could see a head and shoulders, and, like, you could see a form to the heat wave. But I always perceived them as heat waves, and unless you were really paying attention, like, most people wouldn't notice that or wouldn't see it or perceive it. But I would see them constantly when I was younger. I would see the heat wave spirits like all over the place. Hold on, my log just fell over. Oh, you fuck. Come on. This shit damn don't want to fucking burn, man. grab a drink. I'll be right back. Smoke alarm about wouldn't go off. I shit was smoking. Hopefully, it'll stay fucking lit now. Okay. Do you believe in God? I don't, but I believe in spirits. There's just good ones and bad in my aspect. So even that everything has two sides. I believe, how can I put it? I believe in a divine creative presence and force in the universe that maybe some men have called God. I wouldn't put it in terms of like Christian God or anything like that. You could call it the divine architect, the divine creative force. But I do believe, yes, there is something like that some men have called God. But it's not what they fucking think it is. I believe no human being could even have the capacity to understand what it is. Alright, well, we're after 3 a.m. here, and if we do not have any more questions, now I think I finally got the fucking fire going. And my cat is pawing my leg. No diaper big enough for that energy. I'm telling you, I told the diaper story earlier. You missed it. Or were you here? I don't know. You might have been here with that comment. Yeah, I know some people that work in diapers. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I've needed them myself quite a few times, even though I've never used one. I sure could have. These kittens are just... Can you literally kill something with cuteness? Because, like, cuteness overload is just, like... too much. Okay, well, if we do not have any more questions, I think I'm going to call it a night. My take on astrology. So again, that's not really my forte. I know a bit. I think there's something to it. I know a bit about astrology in the Bible, but it's not something I really follow or practice or anything. I have no idea what you just said in that language. Patty cake, I cannot read your comment. That motherfucking fire gonna go out. Look at that fucking shit. This wood is so fucking damp. And I don't want to put any more logs on there because I'm damn about out of wood. Like, I don't follow, the planets and the retrogrades and like all that caca shit. Now, I do believe there's something to it, though. Thank you, Hair by Tori, again, for the roses. There is something to it. There's a lot to it. It's just not my forte. It's not what I follow and practice, but I know there's something to it. I know the Bible is one big book of astrology. You just gotta know how to read it right. Look at that motherfucking fire. That shit was blazing, and now it's gonna... I don't know. Husband gonna have his work cut out in the morning. Okay. Do we have any more questions? I really need to trim up my fucking eyebrows. Damn. I didn't go weeks without even looking in the mirror. Oh, tied a red knot around my stomach. Let's see what happens. As long as you, like, prayed over that thing and was like, you know, fucking protect me and stop any attacks and, you know, ain't that fucking shit. It may help. It may help. Personally, I would have, like, dressed it in some oil or something. Some kind of protection oil. I have been attacked in my stomach numerous fucking times. In fact, I have celiac disease because of it. They all think this shit's a game. Tell them, Pimp My Yard. This shit ain't a fucking game. I am left with lifelong afflictions because of shit I fuck with and because of shit I gotta deal with. All kinds of shit. Any more questions? Alright, well, since we don't have any more questions, I think I'm going to... Look, the motherfucker went out. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, wow. Oh, fucking well. It ain't that motherfucking cold out. Any products that were mentioned in this live video can be found at primitiverootsconjure.com. You can follow me on Facebook at Primitive Roots Appalachian Conjure. You can follow me on Instagram at primitive_roots_conjure. The Ancestral Veneration course is still open for enrollment. We are on class 3, which will commence on Sunday, March 6th. Do your sign to go to bed. My sign to go to bed. Yeah. Y'all make sure you sign up for the Ancestral Veneration course, because I believe everybody can benefit from that. Everybody. From all walks, all faiths, all ethnicities, all cultures. Everyone can benefit from Ancestral Veneration. Learning how to do that is pertinent to stepping into your own power. So class 3 is the one that is next. It's available on the website. I still have a few spots open in that class. And I guess that'll do it for the night. I hope I helped everyone. I hope I answered your questions to the best of my ability. I don't claim to have the absolute truth in anything. I just speak from my own experiences, my own knowledge, and things that I've dealt with and went through. So, until next time, may all of your ancestors have all the necessary light and elevation that they need to properly guide you on your journey. Like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you all in the future.